This Father's Day at Lowe's, score free gifts for the greatest dad. Right now, get a free select DeWalt, Craftsman, or Cobalt tool with purchase of a select battery kit. Plus, get a free Werner 2-foot aluminum ladder when you buy an 8-foot fiberglass ladder. Shop these deals and more this Father's Day at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 6/15 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Comedy on this Monday with episodes of Amos and Andy from 81 years ago, The Great Gildersleeve from 79 years ago, Eddie Cantor from 82 years ago, and Ozzie and Harriet from 75 years ago, along with Lum and Abner. That's all straight ahead on this Monday, 9th day of June, 160th day of the year. We have 205 days remaining. The Philadelphia Spelling Book by John Barry became the first book to be copyrighted in the U.S. on this date in 1790. 500 Mormons left Iowa City, Iowa on this date in 1856 and head west for Salt Lake City, carrying all their possessions in two-wheel handcarts. They have some of those over at what is called Temple Square over in Salt Lake City. And the monuments there, and of course the architecture is beautiful. If you've never been there, even if you're not Mormon, which I'm not, but even if you've never been there, and I strongly suggest it because it gives you an idea of the way things used to be. 1909, Alice Hoyer Ramsey, a 22-year-old housewife and mother from Hackensack, New Jersey, became the first woman to drive across the U.S., with 3 female companions, none of whom could drive a car. For 59 days, she drove a Maxwell automobile the 3,800 miles from Manhattan to San Francisco. And that was in 1909. And it is rumored that she sold the car to Jack Benny, but we don't know that if she did. It was a Maxwell, yes. 1915, Secretary of State William Jennings Bryan resigned over a disagreement regarding the U.S. handling of the sinking of the Lusitania. It was on this date in 1934, Donald Duck debuted in The Wise Little Hen.
Who's got the sweetest disposition? One can't guess who. Who never starts an argument? Who never shows a bit of temperament? Who's never wrong but always right? Who never dream of starting a fight? Who gets stuck with all the bad luck? No one but Donald Duck.
The cartoon based on the fairy tale, The Little Red Hen. Joseph Welch, special counsel for the Army, lashed out on this date in 1954 at Senator Joseph McCarthy during hearings on whether communism had infiltrated the Army.
Until this moment, Senator, I think I never really gauged your cruelty or your recklessness. Fred Fisher is a young man who went to the Harvard Law School and came into my firm and is starting what looks to be a brilliant career with us. When I decided to work for this committee, I asked Jim St. Clair, who sits on my right, to be my first assistant. I said to Jim, pick somebody in the firm to work under you that you would like. He chose Fred Fisher, and they came down on an afternoon plane. That night, when we had taken a little stab at trying to see what the case is about, Fred Fisher and Jim St. Clair and I went to dinner together. I then said to these two young men, boys, I don't know anything about you except I've always liked you. But if there's anything funny in the life of either one of you, that would hurt anybody in this case, you speak up quick. And Fred Fisher said, Mr. Welch, when I was in the law school, and for a period of months after, I belonged to the Lawyers Guild, as you have suggested, Senator. He went on to say, I am secretary of the Young Republicans League in Newton with the son of Massachusetts governor. And I have the respect and admiration of my community, and I'm sure I have the respect and admiration of the 25 lawyers or so in Hale and Dorr. And I said, Fred, I just don't think I'm going to ask you to work on the case. If I do, one of these days that will come out and go over national television, and it will just hurt like the dickens. So, Senator, I asked him to go back to Boston. Little did I dream you could be so reckless and so cruel as to do an injury to that lad. It is true he is still with Hale and Dorr. It is true that he will continue to be with Hale and Dorr. It is, I regret to say, equally true that I fear he shall always bear a scar needlessly inflicted by you. If it were in my power to forgive you for your reckless cruelty, I would do so. I like to think I'm a gentleman, but your forgiveness will have to come from someone other than me.
Mr. Chairman, may I say that Mr. Wells talks about this being cruel and reckless. He was just baiting, he has been baiting Mr. Cohen here for hours, requesting that Mr. Cohen, before sundown, get out of any department of the government anyone who is serving the communist cause. Now, I just give this man's record, and I want to say, Mr. Welch, that it has been labeled long before he became a member, as early as 1944.
Senator, may we not drop this? We know he belongs to the Lawyers Guild. And Mr. Cohen nods his head at me. I did you, I think, no personal injury, Mr. Cohen.
No, sir.
I meant to do you no personal injury. And if I did, I beg your pardon. Let us not assassinate this lad further, Senator. You've done enough. Have you no sense of decency, sir? At long last, have you left no sense of decency?
I know this hurts you, Mr. Welch.
I'll say it hurts.
May I say, Mr. Chairman, as a point of personal privilege, I'd like to finish this.
Senator, I think it hurts you too, sir.
I'd like to finish this.
It was the beginning of the end for McCarthy. He was censured by the Senate in December and died in May of 1957 of acute hepatitis. He was just 48 years of age. On this date in 1959, the USS George Washington launched at the first submarine to carry ballistic missiles. In 1967, Israel captured the Golan Heights from Syria during the Six-Day War. 1968, President Lyndon Johnson declared a national day of mourning following the assassination of Senator Robert F. Kennedy. It was on this date in 1973, Secretariat won the Triple Crown of horse racing. 1978, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints opened the priesthood to all worthy men, ending a 148-year policy excluding black men. On the late evening of June 9th, 1980, during the making of the film Stir Crazy, after days of freebasing cocaine, Richard Pryor poured 151 proof rum all over himself and lit himself on fire.
Being on fire is a weird thing because you just go, my God, I'm on fire. And you holler for, luckily I didn't breathe, inhale. Everything was exhale, like, help! I didn't ever inhale. I just yelled for about an hour, out.
Pryor taken to a hospital where he was treated for second and third degree burns covering more than half of his body. Pryor would die of a heart attack in December of 2005, 10 days after his 55th birthday. The Rogers Commission released its report on the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster on this date in 1986. The commission found that the Challenger accident caused by a failure in the O-rings sealing the aft fuel joint on the right solid rocket booster, causing pressurized hot gases and eventual flame to blow by the O-ring and contact the adjacent external tank, causing structural failure. The failure of the O-rings attributed to a design flaw, as their performance could too easily be compromised by factors including the low temperatures on the day of the launch. It was on this date in 1993 Jurassic Park premiered in Washington.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park debuting on this date in 1993. In 2019, former Boston Red Sox slugger David Ortiz shot in the back in his native Dominican Republic by a man police said was a hired gunman who shot at the wrong man. Red Sox president Sam Kennedy.
When you love someone and they come in harm's way, it's jarring.
Sad, sad story. Also passing away on this date in history, the wife of Nero, Claudia Octavia, and Nero, passing 4 years after that. Actually 6 years after that, author Charles Dickens passing away on this date. TV game show host Alan Ludden, who suffered so very long dealing with cancer. And I have to tell you, it was a sad, sad day when Tom Kennedy took over Password Plus for Alan, who was, I think at that time they knew he was going to die. And it was very sad. Also passing away on this date in history, back in 2017, Adam West. And you may not know that the man best known as the 1960s Batman actually came through our little town of Ely, Nevada. He enjoyed it here. He stayed at the Hotel Nevada. And it was quite a thing that he appreciated our little town. Birthdays on this date of people who are no longer with us include composer, lyricist Cole Porter, band leader Fred Waring, guitarist Les Paul. Les developed so many things that made him legendary, not only in guitar but recording. Also, Secretary of Defense, President of the World Bank, Robert McNamara, comedian Jackie Mason. Also, Johnny Ace, Pledging My Love, singer Jackie Wilson, all born on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
The wonderful sportscaster Dick Vitale, 86 years old today. Michael J. Fox is 64.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
From Back to the Future, I have to tell you that it's a remarkable thing that even suffering from Parkinson's, Michael J. Fox has been able to act at the level that he has. And you have to look at it and just be amazed. Suffering from Parkinson's, and it's a death sentence. We all know it is. There's nothing to, at this point, to halt Parkinson's. But Michael J. Fox will always be remembered fondly. 64 years old today is Michael J. Fox. Also from the West Wing, writer Aaron Sorkin is 64. My goodness, it's Jack Sparrow's birthday. Johnny Depp is 62.
It is my intention to commandeer one of these ships, pick up a crew and Tortuga, raid, pillage, plunder, and otherwise pilfer my Weasley black guts out.
Oh my goodness. Johnny Depp, 62 years old today. Turning 44 today is Natalie Portman.
I had the craziest dream last night about a girl who was turned into a swan, but her prince falls for the wrong girl and she kills herself.
Natalie Portman, 44 years old today, and from Arrested Development and Parenthood, Mae Whitman is 37. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 9th day of June as their birthday, and if this happens to be your birthday...
Hi, we're the 4 freshmen, and we just want to say, Happy birthday to you!
All right, now on this... Monday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. I got a letter I want to read significant parts of and encourage you to correspond with us too. I'll answer some of them here and I'll answer many of them otherwise. But thank you for tuning in. We'll have Amos and Andy coming up also in just a few minutes here on Classic Radio Theater.
The Crusade for Freedom is a crusade for your freedom and mine. The truth dollars people send the Crusade for Freedom help preserve our own freedom, even as they get the truth and hope to people behind the Iron Curtain. Truth dollars help finance Radio Free Europe and Radio Free Asia, the most effective weapons Western democracy has for countering lies and distortion. Send your contribution to The Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster. That's Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
Okay, I got a great letter from Steve up in Buffalo, and he has been loving the show for years, back when we were still on over-the-air radio and doing the 3-hour shows. He says he loves the news segments. He misses the fact that we used to do the teletype sounds and all that. And part of the reason we quit doing that is that was one of those labor-intensive things. It's much easier for me to just read the news. I mean, I could roll the teletype underneath it, but it requires a lot of extra work. But we appreciate that. We're going to keep it going. If people say they like, if you don't like it, let me know. What makes our show different and unique is that, as we said, this is not just about old-time radio. It's about history, and that's a lot of what we do with those. I don't mind doing the talk segments at all. I just I want to make sure that y'all enjoy the show, and knowing that you like it, appreciate it. He also, like me, shares the love of listening to all those distant radio stations that we did growing up. I did it. In fact, I think I've told a story here of how it tickled me to death when shortly after starting to do the show on the old USA Radio Network, the folks at KXEL Radio picked up our show, and I said, I used to listen to you. They were one of my former DX favorites, so I was there for a while. Most of my production is from where I live, yes, although I do some at the radio station. We do use an automation system here at the radio station. It's called Wire Ready, and it works well for news talk radio stations. Let's see, and I listen to a lot. He asked, I wonder whether you listen to much of the content at this point. And I do know most of the shows we air because I've listened to them for years. Last week I did get caught with an oops, where one of the shows I did, I had listened to it, and it turned out the copy that I had of the show was an incomplete copy. And when you do something like that, it's an oops, because I knew it, and I looked, and I found a corrected copy, and we posted it separately. But yeah, I try to pay attention to that. And, I don't listen to every show every time we do it, but I know the shows well enough. He also says he loves Gildersleeve. They did do great writing. And The Third Man, The Lives of Harry Lime, that was only a one-season show, 39 episodes, and that's it. Father Knows Best, yeah. And what do you mean you got to be in the mood for Jack Benny? Well, Rochester, but we have earliest episode of any show in your collection. I thought about that, and I think we go back as far as 91 years ago. That's about 1934 is about the earliest that we have. I have to actually rethink about that, because I think we did have, and I will think about that a little bit more, and I will put it on the list to look up. But I think 34, we definitely don't have anything from the 20s. But I know we have some early 30s. And just having this stuff for 90 years, it's amazing. Sherlock Holmes Challenge to the Yukon. I think you found we do have you some more of those, Steve. Steve from Buffalo, thank you so much for writing, and I'll send you some notes later on. But we appreciate you. If you want to write us, you can do that. If you go to classicradio.stream, you can find our webpage. You can find our classicradio.stream, our emails there. Our social medias are all there. You can follow us there. And we'll just have a great old time, okay? Now, how long have I gone here? I have talked for, 5 minutes? Yeah. Let's get into Amos and Andy. 81 years ago, June 9th, 1944, 2 days after D-Day, and of course, things are not totally back to normal yet in the radio business.
The Amos and Andy program has been delayed a few minutes in order to bring you the latest news from the NBC newsroom in New York. Here is Don Hollenbeck.
Allied armies in Normandy pushed closer tonight to their immediate objectives, the port of Cherbourg and the railway town of Caen, 10 miles inland. An American flying wedge of parachute troops and infantrymen has cut the main line of German communications to Cherbourg by capturing the town of Saint-Mère-Église, 19 miles away, and sweeping on across the main peninsular railway and the highway that runs parallel to it. Communique number 8 tonight says again, satisfactory progress. And here's a summary of the situation as Supreme Headquarters sees it. Heavy fighting in all areas, particularly around Caen, where the Germans are making a frantic effort to stop the advance of the British and Canadians. Both sides are using more and more armor. So far, the Germans haven't been able to match ours. A good many of the German strong points that had to be bypassed have now been eliminated. Weather is still foul, but supplies are getting through to the beachheads, although air activity has been cut to a minimum. Tonight's communique tells of a sea battle off Brittany before dawn today. 8 Allied destroyers, none of them American, blew up a German destroyer, ran another aground, and damaged 2 more off Ussant Island, due west of Brest. An American-led destroyer force intercepted a force of heavily armed German torpedo boats and drove them off the beachhead area in the Seine Bay, around the islands of Saint-Marcouf. Generals George Marshall and H.H. Arnold and Admiral Ernest King, our top commanders of land, sea, and air, have arrived in London to meet with the Allied High Command. Some of the problems they have to consider are these. The Allied offensive is entering its most critical phase tonight, with little prospect that the danger will pass for at least 10 days more. The biggest ally the Germans have had so far is the weather. It has delayed the unloading of our supplies, and the beachhead just doesn't get along without supplies. We're getting stuff ashore despite this break. When the weather does turn fine, everybody will breathe easier, except the Germans. Our air punch, too, depends on weather. The Allies need this great striking power to keep German reserves out of the battle. Days of idleness for this air punch mean just that many more German reserves for the ground forces to handle. But one great advantage the Allies possess is initiative. Our commanders know where we're going, and the Germans don't. They must scatter their defense, and Rommel cannot be at all certain that this Normandy landing is the real Allied blow. With control of the seas, the Allies can go anywhere they wish. Now some invasion impressions from various observers at the front. One of the biggest groups of American casualties and German prisoners of war came into a British port early Saturday invasion time. Many of those injured were airborne troops with broken legs. Most of the prisoners are described as a sorry-looking lot. The Berlin radio tonight says Marshal Rommel looks as if he has been losing sleep. Well, that's one German report it's a pleasure to believe. And in case the German people are wondering why Goebbels hasn't done a little article on the invasion, the Berlin radio explains today that Goebbels' paper Das Reich had gone to press just too early for the big doings, so he got scooped. And finally, one lonely Japanese has showed up on the German side in Normandy, not as a soldier, just as a ditch digger. Americans who put him in the prisoner cage with some of the master race said he looked so sorry. Now a roundup of news on the other fronts today. The Japanese fleet, which has been so coy, has been leading with its chin. Tonight, General MacArthur's headquarters announces the sinking of 4 Japanese destroyers off the western coast of New Guinea by Mitchell bombers. A day or two, liberators damaged a heavy cruiser. Shortly before that, another destroyer had been sunk. General progress is reported on the Asian mainland, except at Changsha, where the showdown battle is developing. More good news from the western oceans. A joint Anglo-American statement tonight says Allied shipping losses during May in the Atlantic were the lowest by far of any month of the war. For every United Nations ship sunk, several German submarines are being sent to the bottom, I beg your pardon. Allied troops still have it all their own way in Italy. The whole front is now in motion, with gains up to 55 miles north of Rome. Announced today are the capture of the important towns of Viterbo and Tarquinia. Premier Bonomi, 71-year-old successor to the edged-out Badoglio, says he'll have a cabinet formed by tomorrow.
This special news report by Don Hollenbeck came to you from the NBC Newsroom in New York. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
Andy, will you please come on?
Wait a minute, Amos. What's going on here?
It's the Amos and Andy Show. Well, things are normal this week with Amos and Andy, which means that Andy's in trouble again. This time the trouble is in the form of some bills which he has neglected to pay. As we look in on him now, we find Andy sitting in his office talking to Fred Gwindell.
Just look at these bills all over the desk here, Fred. I wish I could think of some way to keep them from coming in here all the time. They bothers the life out of me.
Well, Brother Andy, you could get a job, you know, and pay for them.
Oh, well, they don't bother me that much.
Tell me this, Andy, who's pounding at you now?
Well, there's one firm that's really closing in on me. Let me show you a series of 3 letters I got from them.
Yeah, I'd like to hear them. Read them there.
Now, here's the first one. My dear Mr. Brown, it was with great pleasure that we received your order, and we trust that this will be the beginning of a long and happy association.
Sounds good.
Undoubtedly, due to an oversight, you have neglected to remit the $7 due us.
Sounds bad.
We hope to receive your check at your earliest convenience. You see there, Fred, they hung themselves right there when they say, my earliest convenience. So happens that my earliest convenience is late this year.
Yeah, well, now, that don't sound like such a bad letter, though, Andy.
Yeah, well, let me read you the next one that I got 10 days later. It starts off here, Mr. Brown. Now, you see there, Fred, they left off to my dear.
Yeah.
As far as they is concerned, the honeymoon is over.
They're getting right down to business there already.
Yeah, they say here, we are at a loss to understand your failure to remit the $7 you owe us. We trust that you will send this to us without further delay. You notice, Fred, they didn't say a word in there about our happy association. Then they go on to say here, we must insist that you send us your check by return mail so as not to impair our cordial relations. Now they're dragging my relations in it. My relations ain't got no more money than I have.
Yeah, well, I guess they don't care who pays the money as long as they gets paid.
Yeah, well, here's the last one I got. This is where our romance finally busted up good. Starts off here, dear sir, unless we receive the $7 you owe us within the next 24 hours, our lawyers will take the necessary legal steps. And there you is. That's the whole picture. From love to jail in 3 letters. I tell you, Fred, I done lost all confidence in humanity. You know that?
Yeah, well, I see what you mean, Andy. But you didn't tell me this. What is the $7 for the day is after? What did you buy?
I didn't buy nothing.
No.
The Comfy Collar Shirt Company done sent me some shirts free of charge, and now they're trying to make me pay for them.
Free of charge?
Yeah.
I never heard of nobody sending out shirts without charging for them, though.
Well, that's the imprint they give you from the advertisement that I got in the mail. But here it is, right here. You can see for yourself.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. Let me see here. Say, your name has been given to us as a prominent businessman, one who appreciates fine merchandise. will you allow us to send you 4 shirts which you may examine free of charge? These shirts are the best $1.75 value to be found anywhere today. However, if by any chance you do not like them, you may return them to us within 5 days. Well, Andy, that's what you ought to done. You ought to done sent the shirts back.
They said to return them if I didn't like them, but I liked them.
Yeah, well, I grant you that, Andy. The ad is a little confusing, but no matter how you read it, you still got to pay him for the shirts or send him the shirts back, one of the two.
You know, Fred, you was beginning to sound like you was on their side. I ain't got no money and the shirts is gone.
Well, can't you get them back, Andy?
No, I can't get them back, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
The day that the shirts was delivered, it was Amos's birthday.
Yeah.
I was sitting here in the office when Amos walked in. I done clean forgot about Amos's birthday, and I didn't get him no present, and there was nothing I could do but give him the shirts.
Yeah, well, Amos is a pretty good friend of yours. Why don't you try to get him to give you the shirts back again?
Yeah, I guess that's the only thing to do to stay out of trouble. I'm going to call him on the phone.
Is that you, Amos?
Yes, honey.
Oh, I'm so glad you got home. Andy called a little while ago.
Oh, what do you want, honey?
He asked me about those 4 shirts that he gave you for your birthday about 2 months ago. He wanted them back.
Wanted them back?
That's right. He said he's been thinking it over, and he doesn't think those shirts are right for you. You know, that green polka dot one and the pink one and the other 2. He says he wants to get those back and get you 4 new ones sometime.
Yeah, well, what did you tell him, honey?
I was so embarrassed I didn't know what to tell him for a second. I finally said they were all in the laundry and wouldn't be back for a couple of weeks. You remember, Amos, you gave all those shirts to Ralph Jenkins.
Yeah, that's right. I remember we discussed the whole thing, too. The shirts was too big for me, and we said that it wasn't right with the clothes shortage to leave them shirts laying in the drawer, that we ought to give them to somebody that really needed them.
Yes, and I didn't want to tell Andy about it because I didn't want to hurt his feelings after he'd done all that shopping.
Yeah, well, we just got to stick to that story and tell him that they is in the laundry and they won't be back for a long time.
And so, Kingfish, in a nutshell, there's the mess I is in. I can't get the shirts back in time.
Yeah, I see what you mean there, Brother Andy, but how does this concern me?
Well, I want you to help me, Kingfish, because I know you is like a eel when it comes to squirming out of things like this.
Well, thank you, Andy. Yeah, I've done some high-class wiggling in my day.
You see, Kingfish, right now it's a race between the 4 shirts, the $7, and the lawyers. And so far, the lawyers is way ahead.
Tell me this, Andy. Suppose I does help you wiggle out of this mess. What is in it for me?
Well, of course, I ain't got no money right now. But...
Well, in that case, you've come to the wrong man. I'm strictly a cash wiggler.
Say, Kingfish, something just recurred to me.
Mm-hmm.
I is holding an IOU of yours in the amount of $3.
Yeah, well, got to be running along now, Andy.
Wait a minute. Come back here. Wait a minute. Hold on.
What's the matter?
Besides that, it also just recurred to me that there's a law that say that nobody can't give credit for more than 60 days. And your 60 days was up 90 days ago.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And you got yourself a wiggler.
Now you're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, which is the best and cheapest way to get me out of this mess?
Well, now, offhand, I would say if there was some way of getting them shirts back, that would be the best.
Oh, no, not a chance. Like I told you, Amos done sent them 4 shirts to the laundry, and they ain't gonna be back for 2 weeks.
Did you say 4 shirts?
Yeah, why?
Well, now, this may be just a coincidence. Maybe it don't mean nothing, but about a month ago, Amos gave 4 shirts to one of the Lodge brothers. A fellow by the name of Ralph Jenkins. Amos told Ralph that he didn't want the shirts.
Yeah, you know what kind of shirts they was?
Well, I seen him wear a couple of them. One of them was a pink one, I remember, and one was a green polka dot.
Oh, yeah. So that's what Amos done with the presents I give him, huh? Laundry. I can hardly wait for Amos' next birthday to come to don't give him nothing.
Yeah, well, now, this is the answer then to the whole thing, Andy. We'll get the shirts back from Jenkins, and we'll tell him that Amos ain't had no right to give them to him in the first place. And that if he'll keep his mouth shut about it, why, he ain't gonna get in no trouble.
Let's go, Kingfish. I just hope in the meantime that none of Jenkins' friends has had a birthday.
We left Andy and the Kingfish on their way to get back the shirts, which Amos had given away to Ralph Jenkins. As we picked them up now, we discovered that the task of retrieving the shirts was not as difficult as the boys had imagined.
Kingfish, I never thought we'd get these shirts back from Ralph Jenkins as easy as this.
Yeah, lucky thing his door was open, Andy.
Going in his laundry bag and taking the shirts out, that wasn't stealing, was it, Kingfish?
Oh, of course not, Andy. We just repossessing property that didn't belong to the fellow we was taking it from in the first place. That's all right.
Yeah, well, that's all right then.
Yeah, well, now, Andy, now that you got the shirts, we better take them right down to the Comfy Collar Shirt Company and return them. Then you will square.
Yeah, well, look, the advertisement is right on my desk over there.
Yeah.
Get the address off it, will you, Kingfish?
Yeah, the address here is way downtown. Say, this really was an offer they made you, wasn't it? $1.75 value. Uh-oh.
What's the matter?
Didn't you read this?
Read what?
It say here, in the event that you decide not to keep these shirts, you may return them to us, providing they has not been worn.
Oh, me. You know, Kingfish, that Comfy Collar Shirt Company is out to get me.
Yeah, well, these shirts has all been wore, all right? And when that Ralph Jenkins wears shirts, he really wears them. You lucky, though, Andy. We got him away from him before the summer sets in. In the summertime, he wears his shirts on both sides.
Only in the summer, huh?
Yeah. Oh, in the winter, when he turns the shirts on the other side, he claims the buttons is chilly.
Well, I don't know what we're going to do now, Kingfish. They ain't going to take these shirts back.
Yeah, well, wait a minute. Who is this coming in here?
How do you do, gentlemen? My name is Jack Stanley. I'm looking for a Mr. Andrew Brown.
Well, I is Andrew Brown.
Well, I'm from the Comfy Collar Shirt Company.
Andrew Brown ain't in.
I'm glad to meet you, Mr. Brown. I have some great news for you. These Comfy Collar shirts that you ordered are the finest shirt value in this country today.
Yeah, but
Now, I'm the customer contact man, and it's my job to go out and straighten out little difficulties such as you've been having here with these 4 shirts before the lawyers step into the picture. Now, I can tell you, Mr. Brown, from our short acquaintance here with you, that it's not a question of money.
Money? Of course not. Where is I?
I see. Well, now, let me make a guess, Mr. Brown. You're not married. Or, are you?
Oh, wait a minute now. You guessing both ways.
Well, now, offhand, I'd say you're a single man.
Yeah, well, what about it?
What about it? Why, Mr. Brown, have you ever thought of the beauties of matrimony? A little house in the country, a little wife to welcome you home at the end of a strenuous day, a delicious dinner on the table, and after that, the laughter and the gaiety of little children in the living room. Your children. These are the beauties of matrimony. This is every man's dream. And do you know how you can make that dream come true?
How?
By wearing a comfy collar shirt.
Boy, that must be some shirt.
Sounds strange, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the greatest $1.75 value I done ever heard of.
Well, sure, it's happened to thousands of other men, Mr. Brown, and it can happen to you, too. Now, take my own case, for instance. 6 years ago, I was a forgotten man. I was shunned by the opposite sex. My life was a lonely one. For months, the only companionship I had was the echo of my own thoughts. I was being dragged down by the chains of loneliness. And why? Why? All because of a crumpled collar.
Well, I'm sure sorry to hear that.
Mr. Brown, haven't you noticed a tendency on the part of the feminine sex to avoid you?
Well, no, I wouldn't say so, other than the fact that I can't get no dates.
Yeah, and the only reason he can't is that the gals won't go out with him. Wouldn't help him none if he was wearing a horse collar, I can tell you that.
Well, so 6 years ago, I was in the same spot until a friend, and only now do I realize what a real friend he was, told me about a comfy collar shirt. I bought a comfy collar shirt, and hardly had I gotten it on when my whole life took a different course. It became a series of parties, invitations, dates. My telephone was ringing night and day. And that could happen to you, Mr. Brown.
Well, that couldn't happen to Mr. Brown.
And why not?
His telephone done been disconnected.
No. What I'm trying to say, gentlemen, is that it's due to the comfy collar shirt that I was able to meet and marry the little wife who's waiting for me at home right now.
Pardon me, Mr. Stanley, but that don't look like a comfy collar shirt that you was wearing here now.
No, this isn't a comfy collar shirt. You see, my wife is a bad cook, and I'm trying to get rid of her. Well, Mr. Brown, have you made your decision? Are you going to send us the $7 or return the shirts, or what?
Well, tell me this, miss. If I decide to return the shirts, is they got to be like new?
Absolutely, they can't be worn.
Yeah, well, then I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, now, let me warn you. Your decision must come by tomorrow morning, or the lawyers will come by tomorrow afternoon.
I was afraid of that.
And in leaving, let me say, if you take my advice, you'll pay for the shirts. If you don't, you're going to cause yourself a lot of trouble. Now, I hope you do the smart thing, Mr. Brown. Good day.
Kingfish, my only chance to make them shirts look like they ain't been wore. You know that? And that's what I'm going to do.
Now, wait a minute. How can you unwear a shirt?
We're going to wash them, Kingfish.
Now, nothing doing, and I ain't got time right now. I'm busy.
Oh, it'll be a cinch. Lightning has got an old 5-gallon ice cream freezer down the cellar that they use once in a while for washing clothes in. We can wash the shirts in that.
In an ice cream freezer?
That's right. It's one of them things that you can turn by hand. Come on, Kingfish, let's go over there.
And you ain't got a bigger apron than this for me, is you?
Yeah, you're getting splashed up there a little, huh? Lightning, hold it for a second.
Aye, yes, sir.
Lightning, can you really get clothes clean in this ice cream freezer?
Yes, sir, Miss Ann. It makes good ice cream, too.
You mean you still use it for ice cream? It don't seem like a good idea to use it for both.
Well, it don't work bad, Miss Ann. The only trouble is sometimes the sheets and pillowcases come out strawberry.
Take the lid off, Lightning.
Oh, look at them shirts in there now. They're coming along fine.
Oh, I see it is. Say, I was just thinking, before we finish it up here, though, we ought to put some starch in there. I know you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, that's right. I wonder how much we ought to put in there.
Well, that's easy to figure. We got 4 shirts in there, so we put in 4 boxes of starch.
Yeah, that's right. That ought to be enough. We don't want to put too much in there.
No. Sure, after all, when we take the shirts back, they got to look like new.
You got all the starch there, Lightning?
Yes, I hit it.
Well, dump it all into the thing.
Yeah, pour it in there, Lightning.
Oh, boy, don't they look pretty in there?
Yeah, look just like a frozen custard with polka dots in there.
Okay, Lightning, start turning again. Stand back, men.
Say, I wonder if we didn't put too much starch in these shirts, Anna.
Well, this is the last one. Now there's all iron.
Yeah, help me fold the sleeve back on this one, will you? Catch hold of the cuff there and push.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Now, come on, push. Push harder, a little more. Okay, that's got it.
Too much starch in there, all right. Careful now, Lightning. Don't drop them shirts. They're liable to crack off on you. Just stand them up in the corner. Say, look here. Don't you think they're going to notice this scorch we got on the front of this shirt here?
Oh, no, the starch will cover that up. We'll sprinkle some on there.
Well, as soon as Lightning come back with the wrapping paper, we'll wrap them up and take them back to the company.
Yeah, now, I was really surprised that these shirts come out as good as it did after taking the beating it did in the ice cream freezer.
Wait a minute, Kingfish. Wait a minute. Let's look at these shirts. What is the use of kidding ourselves? There ain't a chance in the world the company taking these shirts back. A 2-year-old child could see that they've been wore and done over.
You know, and I was just thinking, Amos is the cause of a lot of this trouble. If he didn't like the shirts in the first place, he ain't had no business giving them away. He ought to give them back to you. And then you could have took them back to the company unwore. You wouldn't have been in no trouble then. Instead of that, he gave them to Ralph Jenkins. He wore them, and now it's a mess.
Yeah, that was a mean trick, Amos, all right, giving away a birthday present. He is what you call the Indian receiver.
And if I was you, I would take these shirts back to the company and throw the whole blame on Amos.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going down there right now and start throwing.
Well, Anna, do you feel unlax since you took them shirts back to the company yesterday?
Yeah, I done told the president all about how we had to wash him in Lightning's ice cream freezer. Of course, he didn't believe me, but I told him it was an ice cream freezer, all right.
Yeah.
But I told him if there's any blame, it's all on account of Amos Jones.
Yeah, well, like I told you, Amos... wait a minute. Here come Amos now.
Yeah.
Well, hello there, boys. How is you?
What do you want, Amos?
Listen, Andy, there's something that's been bothering me for a couple of days. It's kind of been on my mind. It's about them shirts.
Well, now, look, Amos, I knows all about it, and what's done is done, so just let's forget it. I give them shirts to you as a present. So them shirts and whatever happens with them shirts is your business.
Yeah, Andy is right, Amos. Right is right.
Yeah, I know, fellas, but I just wanted to tell you...
Well, here's your old customer contact man back again.
Oh, how is you, Mr. Contact?
I'm looking for a man by the name of Amos Jones. I thought you could tell me where to find him.
Yeah, he's sitting right there. That's him.
Well, what you want to see me about, mister?
Oh, Mr. Jones. I'm from the Comfy Collar Shirt Company, and our president, Mr. Marshall, has asked me to see you.
Yeah, he's the one to see, all right.
Seems to me that you had something to do with 4 of our shirts that were washed in an ice cream freezer.
Yeah, he's your man, all right.
Wait a minute, mister. I don't...
Now, we've investigated this whole thing.
Look, mister, this is all a mystery to me.
No mystery to us, Mr. Jones. Our sales department is going to embody this in our new selling campaign because any shirt that can stand up in an ice cream freezer and come out undamaged is the nation's #1 shirt.
I still don't see...
Now, Mr. Jones, you have given us a marvelous selling point and an appreciation. We are happy to present you with this check for $50 and 4 new shirts.
Well...
Say, what's the matter with Mr. Brown there? His eyes are closed.
Yeah, he always closes them when he faints.
Be sure to tune in again next Friday night at the same time when Amos and Andy will present their closing show before leaving the air for the summer. Andy will become the owner of a used car. Don't miss it. Our program is broadcast to our armed forces everywhere. This is Harlow Wilcox speaking for all of us, bidding all of you good night.
Occasionally, a collector will get a hold of a show like this, remove the commercials for their own listening benefit, and then pass it along to others. And sadly, that's what happened with this one. There are no commercials in the show. But the show still is good, still funny, and it still gives you a capsule of how radio was trying to return to business as usual on the day 2 days after D-Day. So there you go. From 81 years ago, June 9th, 1944, Amos and Andy here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
You can help children, old folks, the sick, and the aged. You can help destroy juvenile delinquency. You can make your town a healthier place in which to live. You can do all this with just one gift, a contribution to your community chest. 4 out of 10 families in community chest areas benefit directly from the services you help to support. The other families benefit indirectly by better community living conditions. So make your town a better place to live. Give generously to your community chest.
Over the years, the community chest got a lot of support from radio. And long before, there was a United Way. And now the United Way is the big cross-agency promotional umbrella. But I have to tell you that the community chest not only worked its way into American culture for that, but, you know, it's a part of Monopoly. So there you go. Steve over in Buffalo is going to be happy because here's an episode of the Great Gildersleeve from this date. This one is a wartime episode also. No, this is a post-war episode. I'm sorry. This is from 79 years ago, June 9th, 1946. And it's about the 4th of July picnic. Why? We'll tell you why after this.
The Kraft Foods Company presents The Great Gildersleeve. It's The Great Gildersleeve, starring Harold Peary, brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of a complete line of famous quality food products. For the past couple of weeks, we have been recalling to you some of the Great Gildersleeve's early experiences. Tonight, the great man wants to talk about one of the biggest days in his whole life. We give you now Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve.
Well, sir, as long as I live, I'll never forget last 4th of July. What a day. That was the day of the first annual outing of the Jolly Boys Social Club. Come one, come all, and bring your friends. I'd been up late the night before with the committee on arrangements, and I was planning to celebrate the anniversary of the independence of our country by sleeping a little late that morning. About 7 o'clock, outside my window... Leroy!
Happy 4th of July, Unc!
Yes. There was a war on then. That was only a year ago. Can you believe it? You couldn't buy fireworks anywhere in those days. But breathes there a boy with soul so dead he can't find some way to blow himself up on the 4th? I figured I'd better get down there and see what... Leroy, whatever you're doing, stop it.
I'm not doing anything, Unc.
Don't tell me that. I've got ears. Or I did have.
I'm just blowing up a tin can is all. Gosh, it's the 4th of July.
Well, hold your fire till I can get down there. You can't deny a small boy the 4th of July. That's his day. But I still remember the time I made the mistake of carrying a 3-inch salute in my hip pocket. And my best friend sneaked up on me with a piece of punk. It was burned in my memory. I didn't want anything like that to happen to Leroy, so I got up and shaved and got dressed, put on my white Palm Beach suit and my white canvas shoes that I hadn't worn in years, and hurried downstairs. Breakfast was a rather disordered meal that day. I guess we were all a little excited. Marjorie kept jumping up and down and rushing off places. I finally told her to sit down. Marjorie, I said, for heaven's sake, light somewhere.
But I'm all through, Uncle Mort.
I don't care. Sit down. You make me nervous.
But I'm supposed to be helping Bertie make the lunch.
That can wait till after breakfast. One thing at a time here. Where's my cereal? Leroy, wipe your chin. Bertie, I'm ready for my cereal.
I'm coming.
We ought to get a bell.
Here you are, Mr. Gildersleeve. Leroy, how about you?
Oh, I am quite hopeful.
What's this you've given me, Bertie?
That's your... Oh, my goodness. That's the chopped olives for the sandwiches.
Olives are my favorite fruit, Bertie, but not for breakfast.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Gildersleeve. That would come from making lunch and breakfast at the same time. I only hope I didn't go and spread the oatmeal on the sandwiches.
Bertie's a scream this morning. How do you like her with that cap over her eye?
I really ought to go out there and help her.
Sit still, my dear. You'll only add to the confusion. She'll fight her way out of this.
What time are we leaving for the picnic grounds, Unky?
Well, Floyd should be coming by here for us about 11.
Floyd Munson? Are we going with him?
Yeah, he's going to get his cousin's hay wagon. We'll all ride out together. Everybody. Big excursion.
Oh, how wonderful. A hayride. I've got to run right over and tell Marshall.
Yeah, Marshall will find out. You stay right where you are.
A hayride? Oh, this is going to be more fun. Unky, I think you were a darling to arrange it. And don't you look pretty in your nice white suit? Doesn't he look pretty, Leroy?
He looks like the good humor man.
I feel like the good humor man, Leroy. Yes, sir, nobody's going to make me mad today. But don't keep trying, Leroy. Well, we we had work to do that morning, but all of a sudden nothing would do. We should drop everything and hang out the flag.
Well, what's the use of having a flag if you don't hang it out on the 4th of July?
All right. So you tramp upstairs to the attic. 2 flights. Extra step. Well, you rummage around and you find the flag. Then you open the front attic window. It hasn't any sash cord, so you have to prop it up with a stick. Only you can't find a stick, so you use a coat hanger.
I'll go out in the yard, Uncle Mort, and see how it looks.
Now, Leroy, when I get out the window, you hold on to my legs.
What for?
What for? What do you think? Just hold on to them, that's all. Now, don't let go.
Okay.
No, not yet, Leroy. Wait till I get out there.
I thought you said to hold on to them.
Well, use your head, my boy. Now, lower the flag out the window, and you squirm part way out yourself. And then you look down. Hold on, Leroy. Oh, sure, that's the time the telephone always rings.
Leroy, telephone.
For me?
Yes, for you.
I'll be back, Unc.
Okay. Oh, Leroy! You come back here. The little devil. There you are. Half in and half out. Straddling the windowsill on your stomach in a Palm Beach suit that's just been cleaned and too tight. There's only one thing to do. You try to inch your way back in. There you are, teetering in space while your life hangs in the balance. And then it happens. Your elbow hits the hanger, the window drops like a guillotine. Oh, right in the back. You're pinned there like a rat in a trap, clutching at Old Glory. 4 or 5 hours pass. Maybe it's 4 or 5 minutes. You've been hollering as loud as you can, with the wind knocked out of you in your heart and your throat. And then some fool happens along and calls to you.
What you doing, Throckmorton?
Leela!
Shoot if you must this old gray head, but spare your country's flag, he said.
Leela, help! This is no joke, Leela. I'm stuck.
Oh, gracious.
Get help!
You stay right there, Throckmorton, you hear? I'll be up. Marjorie, Leroy, Bertie, everybody
Safe at last. Safe again in the bosom of my little family. What might have been an ugly incident was turned into a happy triumph. For Old Glory waved proudly from our attic window. We all went out front to look at it. And we all agreed that it looked just fine there.
It looks just fine there, Throckmorton. Just fine.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
How do you like it, Bertie?
Mr. Gildersleeve, if I had my way, I'd leave it there all the time.
Yes, sir, it looked fine. But there were other things to do, and time was wasting, so I gave a few orders. Let's get going here, Bertie. No time to lose.
Yes, sir.
Now, Marjorie, you help Bertie with the lunch.
Okay.
Leela, I wonder if you could give him a hand.
Well, I have to dress yet, Throckmorton, but I'd be glad to do what I can.
Good. Leroy, you carry out the basket and things as they get them packed.
Me?
Yes, you.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to sit down on the porch here for a while and think about the Declaration of Independence. Well, I sat down on the swing there and lit a cigar. And I thought how different this was from other 4th of Julys I'd known. How quiet and how nice. And I thought how a man's tastes change as he grows older. Why, when I was a youngster, I lived in a world of high explosives. Dynamite caps, 5-inch salutes, red devils, Roman candles, erupting strombolis, 50-cent skyrockets. I loved them. Not anymore. Suddenly I looked down the walk, and here came a little boy that might have been me at the age of 6. Only it wasn't. It was little Craig Bullard from across the street, and he was pulling a toy cannon. I knew what he was going to say before he said it.
Can Leroy play?
Well, hello, Craig. What's that you got there?
I want Leroy to play with me.
Well, Leroy's inside right now.
Trying to come out.
Well, he has some work to do, Craig.
I want
want him to come out.
Later, perhaps, later. Who gave you the cannon?
My father.
Oh, that's fine. Doesn't go off, does it? Now, Craig, surely your father's told you not to aim that thing at people. Craig, what are you going to do?
I'm going to shoot you.
Now, Craig, what's that string for?
I'm going to pull it.
Don't you shoot that thing.
I'm going to pull it. 1.
Craig, do you hear me? Don't you shoot that.
2.
Look, Craig, I thought of a game.
3.
I knew it wouldn't shoot.
Hi, Leroy.
A little guest to see you, Leroy.
Oh, for corn's sake. I'll see you later, Craig. I'm busy. I have a cannon. What's that? I have a cannon. Hey, pretty neat. Let's have a look at it, Craigie, old boy. Maybe I can show you how to shoot it.
You do, and I'll shine
Boy,
the...
this is one of those carbide cannons. I pull the string and nothing happens. Well, no wonder. What you need is carbide. I've got some around in the garage. Come on. Hey, did you ever think of loading it with gravel?
Leroy?
Yeah?
No carbide, Leroy.
But it's meant for carbide.
And no gravel.
Okay, no gravel, just carbide.
And no carbide.
Okay. Come on, Craig. I know what we'll do.
What were they going to do? I sat there uneasily, wondering how little boys ever live to reach the age of 12. But pretty soon they were back again.
You're not over my cannon. I said no.
Now, wait a minute.
It's going knocked over my cannon.
Stop it. Stop it, Craig.
Yeah, stop it, you little snitcher.
Leroy.
Well, he claims he's General Eisenhower.
Leroy, Craig's a little boy. That's no reason to get angry with him if he wants to imagine things.
I'm General Eisenhower. He's Rommel.
Yeah.
Now he wants to change sides, the dirty guy.
He must have discovered how the game comes out.
You're going to take my cannon and go home.
Yeah, well, that's all right. I think that's a very wise decision, my boy. Very wise indeed. Rommel would have been smart if he'd done the same thing. Well, so it went. A few laughs, a few fights, a little excitement, and a lot of bustle and preparation. It was noon before we knew it, and the Jolly Boys were overdue. Leela had gone home to dress, and we were standing on the front porch waiting. Leroy and Marjorie and her boyfriend and I. And the wagon hove in sight.
Here it comes, Unky.
Oh, boy, look at it.
Yes, sir, it was Floyd's cousin's hay wagon with a nice bed of fresh hay. And there were red, white, and blue bows on the tails of the horses. And somebody had twined red, white, and blue crepe paper through the spokes of the wheels. Floyd's cousin was handling the horses, and Floyd sat on the seat beside him. And believe it or not, he had an accordion.
Oh, brother, is that corny?
Oh, it's wonderful. Don't you love it, Marshall? Oh, Unky, I'm so happy.
Hey, don't jump up and down with the thermos bottles, my dear.
Oh, ahoy there, Commissioner.
Ahoy, Jolly Boys.
Climb aboard.
Oh, yes. Okay, let's get started, huh? There they all were. Good old Hooker, good old Peavy, good old Floyd, and good old Gates. I tell you to look at that good old wagon, all red, white, and blue, and all those fine fellows in it. Well, made you proud of your country, that's all. I'm glad there was a 4th of July.
Come on, what are we waiting for?
Yeah, come on, Commissioner.
Scramble up there, Leroy.
Okay.
Up you go, Marjorie.
You're next, Gildy. Give him a hand there, somebody. Don't strain yourself, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hey!
Hold those horses there.
Whoa, now. All together, fellas.
Now, up to daisy.
Well, let's go. Giddy up there.
Yeah, hey, wait.
Huh?
Don't forget to stop for the girls.
Are you kidding?
Oh, take me out to the loading. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me something and some Cracker Jack. I don't care if I never get back out of the room.
Yes, sir, it looks like it's going to be a great picnic. You know, when a person's hungry, there's nothing quite so satisfying as a slice of bread with your favorite spread.
Well, parquet margarine's my favorite spread, Mr. Lang, but it's often so hard to get. And right now we're all being asked to go easy on bread, so there'll be more for hungry people who really need it. So So surely you're not trying to sell me on the idea of using more.
That's right, I'm not. The point I'm trying to make is that bread and spreads are basic, hunger-satisfying foods. Two of the foods most vitally needed in the world today. Here at home, we're fortunate that there's some of both for everyone. Not all we'd like, perhaps, but enough. And by conserving bread and spreads when they're in short supply, it helps everyone to get a fair share.
That, Mr. Lang, is going to make me use parquet sparingly and to appreciate its fine flavor and food value all the more.
And I'd like to just add that Kraft will continue to make all the parquet margarine possible under present conditions and distribute it as fairly as we can. Thanks again for being so patient when supplies of parquet are temporarily limited.
Yes, sir, quite a day, the 4th of July. Everybody had a good time riding out to the picnic grounds. Leroy was up front with the driver. Marjorie and Marshall Bullard sat together, talking very seriously. Floyd was playing his accordion. Mostly requests from Eve Goodwin and Leela Ransom. Sounded pretty good. Floyd was all dressed up for a day in the country with white sports shoes. Judge Hooker had on a pair of golf knickers he dug up someplace.
I never knew the judge was bow-legged before.
That'll do, Leroy. Eve Goodwin was looking very pretty with a big straw hat on. Leela was wearing something she called a play suit.
Didn't you ever have a play suit, Throckmorton?
No, but I like it. What'll we play?
Oh, you.
Well, we got out to the grounds in about an hour. Nice woodsy spot besides a little stream. Quite a good deep pool at one point. We unloaded the baskets with the food. Everything was so peaceful for a few minutes.
Just pile all that stuff over here, boys, under the tree.
What about putting it out here in the open?
I prefer to have it under the tree, Floyd, and since I'm to be the chef...
Who said you were going to be the chef, Judge?
Naturally, I assumed that...
Well, just turn off your assumer. You're assuming too fast.
Yeah, I'm pretty fair-handed at barbecue myself.
I will attend to the barbecuing, Floyd.
Who said so? It just so happens, Gildy, that my recipe for barbecued frankfurters is acknowledged the best in town.
Not by me, it ain't. I got a sauce makes a hot dog taste like filet mignon.
Well, my sauce makes it taste like a hot dog.
I still say if you have any regard for our guests, you let me be the chef.
Oh, is that so? Now, wait a minute.
Fellas, is this any way to behave? Why, what'll our guests think of the Jolly Boys?
Gee, I never thought of that.
We've got an organization with a reputation to maintain. Summerfield has its eye on the Jolly Boys Club.
Chief Gates is right, fellas. I'll withdraw my claim to the chef's job.
So will I. You take it, Floyd.
No, Judge, you take it.
Oh, no.
Well, then let Gildersleeve have it.
Oh, no, not me.
Well, for heaven's sake...
You asked for it in the first place, Judge.
That has nothing to do with it.
The idea. I've never seen...
Let's be jolly boys, shall we?
So harmony finally prevailed. We made Hooker chef, then somehow I got stuck with the job of collecting wood for a fire. So naturally, I went looking for Leroy. I finally found him down by the creek. Leroy, put your shoes on. I want you to gather some wood for a fire.
Oh, no.
Now, Leroy.
I'm working on an important project. I can't stop in the middle of it.
What is the project?
I'm improving the swimming hole. Everybody will be grateful when it's done.
There's nothing the matter with the swimming hole, my boy. It doesn't need any projects.
Are you kidding? It isn't deep enough. I can't even get over my head.
It isn't necessary to drown to have a good time, my boy. Now put on your shoes.
Oh, please, Unc, I'll get the firewood later. Can't I just build a small dam?
Well, all right. But building a dam is harder than you think.
Well, if a dumb animal can do it, I can do it. Gosh, a beaver. They chew down trees with their teeth and then slap the mud on with their tails.
How are you going to manage that?
Sit on it. Or maybe you could sit on it. That'd be better.
Leroy! If you're going to play in the water, put on your bathing suit. Well, I finally got Marjorie and Marshall Bullard to go out and collect firewood. They'd been mooning around with nothing to do, and they seemed glad of an excuse to go off for a walk by themselves. Of course, when they came back an hour later, they'd forgotten to bring any firewood. They didn't seem to mind going back for some more. Although by that time, the rest of us were getting ready to go swimming.
Say, Commish, that schoolteacher don't look bad in a bathing suit, does she?
Miss Goodwin is a lady, Floyd.
Did I say she wasn't? Ransom ain't bad either.
Are you referring to Mrs. Ransom?
Well, sure. What's the matter?
You better watch your step there, Floyd. Remember, Mr. Gildersleeve's been engaged to practically every woman on this picnic.
Now, see here, you fellas.
Only kidding, Commissioner, weren't we, Floyd?
Well, I thought so. Come on, let's go swimming.
Well, gentlemen, off for a plunge in the brook?
Phoebe. Come on, get into your bathing suit.
No, thanks, Mr. Gildersleeve. Not today.
Oh, come on, Peeve. It'll cool you off.
No, really. The fact is, I'm not much of a swimmer.
Oh, just float then. Anybody can float.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I've always had trouble floating.
Oh, there's nothing to it, Peeve. Just lie on your back and don't move.
And that's what they always told me.
Well?
And every time I try it, water goes up my nose.
Well, your head must be heavier than your feet.
That's what I say.
You two, aren't y'all going in the water?
We'll be right there, Leela. We're trying to get Peavy to come along.
What, Peavy? Not going swimming? No, Judge, not today. Well, good way to work up an appetite, Peavy. Well, I dare say, but the fact is, gentlemen, I promised Mrs. Peavy I wouldn't go. She has a theory it's bad to go in the water on a hot day.
That's a lot of baloney.
Well, no, I wouldn't say that. Not for Mrs. Peavy, anyway. Of course, right now, she's out of town.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, Peavy. Come on, fellas. Last one into the water is a rotten egg.
Aren't you going to get your feet wet?
Well, that's no way. I want to dive in.
Well, I don't think the water's deep enough, Throckmorton.
Plenty deep enough for a good diver.
You could dive off that rock, Commissioner, if you're really good.
Let's see you dive off the rock, Unc.
Well, that's pretty high.
What's the matter? You afraid?
Well, no, I'm not afraid. I'll show you, by George.
You want to see me swim underwater, Mrs. Ransom?
Can you really?
Well, just watch.
Oh, my goodness, look at Mr. Munson, Eve. He's actually swimming underwater.
Hey, girls, aren't you going to watch me dive?
Oh, my ankle.
Did you think it was a lobster, Mrs. Ransom? It's only me.
Mess.
You cut that out, Floyd.
Hey, girls, you want to see me imitate a whale?
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Well, watch. First, I float on my back, then...
Oh, he's spouting.
Oh, that's marvelous.
Hey, girls, watch me. I'm going to dive.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
And you better get out of the way.
Stand back, ladies. Give the man room.
Come on, Unc. 1, 2.
Don't rush me, Leroy.
Hey, girls, you want to see me stand on my head in the water? Look.
Oh, that's marvelous. Look at him.
Oh, who can't do that?
Oh, both of them. Don't they look fantastic?
Hey, girls, watch me. I'm going to dive.
Well, for corn's sake, go ahead and dive.
Oh, look, Eve. Here comes Mr. Peavy.
Oh, my goodness.
That long-sleeve bathing suit is hookers. Come on in, Peeve. The water's fine.
I think I'll just sit on the bank here and dabble my toes.
Come on up here with me, Peavy, and dive in.
You'll get wet faster your way, Peavy.
What'd you say, Floyd?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, do come in, Mr. Peavy. The water's lovely.
Is it cold?
It's just right. Stick your toe in.
Well, seems nice and moderate. Guess I can risk it. I'll just rub a little water on my chest and on my forehead and my stomach.
What's that for, Peeve?
That prevents a chill.
Look at me, darn it.
I wonder if I can remember how to do a duck dive. Would you ladies care to see me do my duck dive?
Oh, we certainly would, wouldn't we?
I can't think of anything more enjoyable.
Hey, here I come.
Now you watch. When I wiggle my feet just before they go under, that's the duck's tail feathers.
Goodness.
Oops. There go the tail feathers.
Look out, everybody. Here I come, and this time I mean it. Oh, 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 oh.
Holy cow, he knocked half the water out of the pool.
Well, we were all having a good time in the water, but the judge made us come and eat his barbecued frankfurters. His sauce wasn't so much. I only ate 6.
You ate 7.
But I will say everybody was nice and helped clean up afterward. Even Leroy did a little work.
A little?
Leroy didn't have time to do much work because Mr. Bullard drove out and took him and Marshall and Marjorie home in his car. That just left the grown-ups to ride back in the hay wagon, and perhaps it was just as well.
Moonlight's nice tonight, isn't it, Throckmorton?
You bet.
The moon's awfully pretty tonight, isn't it, Judge?
Yes, it is, Leela. It is indeed.
Moon's awful pretty tonight, ain't it, Peavy?
Get away from me, Floyd.
Are you comfortable, Eve?
Mm-hmm, yes.
Comfortable, Leela?
Yes, thank you. Although the hay gets a little itchy after a while.
Are you cold, Eve?
Oh, mercy, no.
Well, couldn't you pretend you're a little chilly?
Now, Throckmorton.
I can hear every word you say, Commissioner.
Well, play your accordion, Floyd, and give us a chance.
Okay.
Floyd played some nice old songs, and Eve snuggled up to me a little. But I couldn't seem to get my mind on her. Maybe it was because I couldn't help noticing that Judge kept trying to slide his arm around Leela. Leela's nothing to me, of course. But just the same, when she called over to me.
Why don't you sing, Throckmorton?
Sing? Hi, George, that's a good idea, Leela. Why don't we all sing? Come on, Floyd, something we all know.
Well, let me see. How's that?
Oh, that's just the one, Floyd.
Okay.
All together now, folks. In the good old summertime, in the good old summertime, strolling through the shady lanes with your baby mine, hold her hand and she holds yours, and that's a very good sign that she's your Josie Woodson. The good old Yes, sir. We hope that all of you can have at least a day this summer as fine as our last 4th of July. This is our last broadcast of the season, but we'll be back again for the Kraft Foods Company on September 11th. If you look at your calendar, you'll find out that September the 11th isn't Sunday at all. It's Wednesday. So you remember that and tell your friends. Next season, you'll hear the Great Gildersleeve. That's me. On Wednesday instead of Sunday. It'll be the same network, and your local paper will give you the time and the station. I guess all the members of our cast are looking forward to their vacations. I'd like to thank every one of them for the nice times we've had together all this year. There's Louise Erickson, who plays Marjorie, Walter Tetley, our little Leroy, and Lillian Randolph, whom you know as Bertie. Getting outside the immediate family, there's Shirley Mitchell, who plays Leela Ransom, and Bea Benaderet, who's Eve Goodwin. Thanks, too, to the Jolly Boys, Arthur Q. Bryan, and Ken Christie, who are Floyd and Chief Gates. And to that not-so-jolly little boy, Tommy Bernard, who plays Little Craig. And to jolly Johnny Lang, our announcer. And, of course, with every season that goes by, we appreciate more and more our two fine old standbys, Earl Ross, who plays Judge Hooker, and Richard LeGrand, who is Mr. Peavy.
As we come to the close of another season of fun on the Great Gildersleeve, we'd like to leave with you this very serious thought.
How would your appetite hold up at dinner tonight if a starving child stood at your elbow? A child with hunger biting into his wide eyes and hollow cheeks. Please, just for a moment, pretend that you can see him beside you. This child who has known the worst of war and now faces famine. How when spring is back and our children frolic in the sun, these frail children of Europe and Asia long for bread. Help to feed them, and you can by buying and eating as little wheat and rice as possible, by turning in used fats and oils, eating more of the plentiful foods, as much as possible from your own garden, preserving all you do not eat, wasting not a scrap. A child in Europe, when he gets some strength back in his body, will thank you for it.
America was still recovering from World War II, and we had to eat less still, not to support our soldiers, but to support those who were in the direct line of fire of World War II. That's why you hear, and in many of these, particularly 1945, 46, 47 shows, you'll hear appeals to conserve food, and that's why. In fact, I'll play one of these coming up shortly here, but that's why those messages are given. As you figured out, it was the last show of the season. The Great Gildersleeve, until the post-Harold Peary era and the Willard Waterman era, would not air year-round. They would transcribe episodes, and it would run all summer long. But at this point in time, it was still a 39-week deal. And as you heard, the show would switch from Sundays to Wednesdays and would get them out of that big block, I guess, to see how well Gildersleeve would sell on his own and not within that powerful NBC programming block. They could get more of a prime time, too, as I recall, at this point in time, and I'll kind of look it up as we're talking here, see if what time Gildersleeve was airing at that point in time. Yeah, Gildersleeve was running at that point in time as early as 5:30. And then they would move it to a couple of hours later when he would move to that. So it was actually a better airtime for Gildersleeve and gave him an anchor where his show where Gildersleeve could stand out more. He was preceded in September by Mr. and Mrs. North, then Gildersleeve, and then Mr. District Attorney, and of course Kay Kaiser and his College of Musical Knowledge. So yeah, the day change benefited Kraft a lot in changing those days. So there's that information and more you wanted to know. I hope you enjoyed that, Steve. The Great Gildersleeve, as it was originally broadcast on this date back in 1946, 79 years ago today. Now, coming up tomorrow, we're going to have drama. We're going to start off with a 1948 edition of the Hallmark Playhouse with The Devil and Daniel Webster. We'll also have an episode of Fort Laramie starring Raymond Burr, The Six Shooter starring Jimmy Stewart, and the FBI in Peace and War. That'll be coming up on our Tuesday show here. And then coming up on Wednesday, we will go to more stuff here. Yes. We will have Let George Do It with Bob Bailey, Boston Blackie starring Dick Calmer, Calling All Cars from 1935. That's 90 years ago. And I Was a Communist for the FBI. On Thursday, more Western adventure with Gunsmoke and Have Gun Will Travel. We'll also have a summer show. And this one was the summer replacement for Bob Hope. And they replaced him with Van Heflin as Philip Marlowe. That was in 1947. And another 1947 show, Crime Club. That was a Mutual show. On Friday, we'll get back to comedy with the Chase and Sanborn Hour. Edgar Bergen, Charlie McCarthy, and others. And Joan Blondell is the guest. George Burns and Gracie Allen from 1944 at a Kansas City war bond drive. And Gildersleeve from 1943 as Gildy's planning his honeymoon. On Saturday, comedy continues with the Screen Directors Playhouse production of The Ghostbreakers, starring Bob Hope, Father Knows Best from 1951, and Father's Day, You Bet Your Life, starring Groucho Marx from 1950, and My Friend Irma from 1948. And then on Sunday, Crime and Peter Chambers, starring Dane Clark. That show was in 1954, and Crime and Peter Chambers filled the slot that was given up when Frank Sinatra quit Rocky Fortune after he won the Oscar. Also, Calling All Cars from 1939, Lights Out from 1943, and the FBI in Peace and War. That's some of what's coming up over the next few days here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Next up, we'll hear an all-star rendition of the Eddie Cantor Show.
Millions in Europe and Asia are going hungry and facing actual starvation. Therefore, it's up to us, the best-fed nation in the world, to tighten our belts. We can share a meal and save a life. And here's how. Buy only as much bread and other wheat products as you really need. Use rice, fats, and oils sparingly. Don't waste any food. Turn in your used fats and oils at the food store promptly. Plant a garden and raise as much of your family's food as you can. You are saving food for those who desperately need it when you buy less, especially when you use up those leftovers.
Yep, we told you. That's what all was going on at that point in time. Now, the Eddie Cantor Show, going back 82 years, happened to be Eddie Cantor's 29th wedding anniversary, and so they kind of have an all-star show from 82 years ago today. And you have George and Gracie and Groucho and Jack Benny.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bristol Myers, the makers of Ipana for the smile of beauty and Sal Hepatica for the smile of health, present Jack Benny. George Burns, Gracie Allen, Groucho Marx, Dinah Shore, Bert Gordon, the Mad Russian, Cookie Fairchild's Orchestra, the Ambassadors, yours truly, Harry Von Zell, and starring Eddie Cantor.
What's the good word, Mr. Bluebird? Did you bring a song to cheer me up today? Give me your word, Mr. Bluebird. Did you come to tell me everything's okay? I've been blue because there was no letter. Seeing you has made me feel much better. What's the good word, Mr. Bluebird, before you fly away? I've been blue because there was no letter. Seeing you has made me feel much better. What's the good word, Mr. Bluebird, before you fly away?
Eddie, come here.
Yep.
Let me be the first to congratulate you, will you? Huh?
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, Ida and Eddie celebrate their 29th wedding anniversary.
Thank you, Harry. Really, this is the happiest moment of my life. Gosh, I feel so nervous.
Yeah, I know, Eddie, but stop blushing.
I can't help it, Harry. I feel like a bride. Kiss me. Gee, married 29 years. How time flies.
Oh, I'll bet.
Seems like only yesterday that Ida told me I was just a ham actor.
Oh, really? When did she tell you that?
Only yesterday. Harry, I shall never forget my wedding day. All my friends were there. Burns and Allen, Groucho Marx, Al Jolson, Ted Lewis, and a thin little flower girl, Sophie Tucker. That day she had 2 roses pinned to her dress. Today she can wear Griffith Park for a corsage.
Well, that must have been quite a wedding, Eddie.
Oh, yes. It had all the trimmings, you know. We even had 2 pairs of shoes tied to the back of the car.
Oh, 2 pairs of shoes?
Yeah, what a lovely couple we made. As the band softly played the wedding march, Ida and I strolled down the aisle barefoot. Oh. Harriet was awful. When the man said, "Do you take this woman to be your lawful wedded wife?"
Yes.
I said I do and slipped the ring on her big toe. But I'm really getting a big kick out of my anniversary. Just this morning, Harry Von Zell, I looked at our wedding license.
Oh.
You should see it, Harry. It's all wrinkled and practically falling apart.
Oh, well, you're not exactly holding together yourself. No, but Eddie, when you and Ida were married, you lived in New York, and right after your marriage, you got your first break in the Ziegfeld Follies, didn't you?
Ziegfeld, right after. That's right, Harry.
Oh, boy. Boy, I'll bet you must have loved being around all those Follies girls, huh, Eddie?
Well, Harry, it was just a job. It was a job, you know, Harry. Honestly, like working in a candy factory. After the first day, you don't look at the candy. But, oh, that first day. Oh, gosh.
Say, when you were around all those beautiful girls, didn't Ida get jealous?
Jealous? No, not Ida.
She didn't, no.
I used to stand and look in their dressing rooms every night, and the girls would even wink at me and invite me in.
And you didn't go in?
No, Harry, I always stood at least 4 feet away. That was as far as my chain would go.
Well, anyway, Eddie, I bet you missed those good old days.
Yeah, especially the food. The things you could buy for $1 29 years ago, eggs were 15 cents a dozen. You could get a chicken for a quarter, and get this sirloin steaks 19 cents a pound. All that for $1, and the butcher would throw in you 2 pounds of calf's liver for the cat. Free, he would throw that in, Harry.
Hey, Eddie, what is that sound?
That's the audience drooling.
Well, I'll bet you have some good food at your anniversary party tonight. I heard that you even bought one of those wedding cakes with the little bride and groom on top.
Yes, Harry, but this morning all I could find on the cake was the bride.
Well, what happened to the groom?
Drafted. He was drafted. No. Oh, but just wait till you see the dinner we're having at my house tonight. Roast goose, saute of veal, fillet of beef, and after each course, everybody will rise and toast the guest of honor.
Well, who's the guest of honor?
The butcher. Yeah, but let's go, Harry. The guests at my house are probably waiting.
Just a minute, Eddie.
Yeah.
Now, Eddie Cantor... I'm a little nervous. Yeah. Eddie Cantor, this being your anniversary, the whole cast got together and we went shopping to get you a gorgeous platinum watch.
Oh, Harry, you shouldn't have done it. I don't think I deserve it.
Well, neither did we, so we didn't get you anything.
Oh, come on, Harry. This will be one party you'll never forget.
Yeah, come on.
So many people in the place.
No, hey, look, there's Ida. Hello, Ida. Congratulations. Quiet, everybody, please. Here is Eddie and Ida's first anniversary gift of the evening. Dinah Shore singing Let's Get Lost.
Rather rude. Let's tell the world we're in that crazy mood. Let's defrost in a romantic mix. Let's get cross off everybody's lips to celebrate this night we found each other distant. Let's get lost. To celebrate this night we found each other distant. Let's get lost.
Wasn't Dinah grand, Harry? She's so versatile, sings so many new songs. Gosh, I just can't get over how different show business was 29 years ago, Harry.
It was, huh?
In those days in vaudeville, you could use an act for years. Would you believe it? I used to repeat the same jokes week after week after week. It was just a case of traveling from one city to another to do it.
Yeah, well, it's certainly different with radio.
Well, of course.
Oh, yeah, now you don't travel.
Yeah. He laughs at his own. All right, so I occasionally repeat a joke. My motto is that anything worthwhile can stand repetition. And it's a good policy for you to follow, too, Harry.
Me?
Yes. Take the advice you give our listeners about how they can feel better faster. That's mighty worthwhile and worth repetition. As a matter of fact, why don't you repeat it right now, Harry?
All right, thanks. I will, Eddie. Ladies and gentlemen, the next time you wake up in the morning feeling headachy and out of sorts due to the need of a laxative, remember that Sal Hepatica helps you feel better faster. Because then Sal Hepatica brings quick, gentle relief, usually within an hour. And that's important, for it means you no longer have to wait till night to take the laxative you need in the morning. No longer have to risk feeling miserable all day. And here's something else worth remembering about this famous mineral salt laxative.
Sparkling Sal Hepatica also helps sweeten an upset stomach by helping to reduce excess gastric acidity.
So get a bottle of Sal Hepatica from your druggist tonight or tomorrow. It's important to use only as directed. Then anytime you need a laxative, morning, noon, or night, see how much faster you feel better when you take gentle, speedy Sal Hepatica. How about some grub? Eddie, your guests are getting hungry.
Well, I know it, Harry, and I can't understand what's delaying their food. Gosh, by now they should have salads and hors d'oeuvres too, but where's my chef?
How do you do?
I've gone to Mad Russian. Russian, I wanted a French chef for my party. Russians don't make good cooks.
No, who do you think is cooking Hitler's goose?
You're no chef. Who did you ever work for?
Eddie Lamar. I was fired because I had a little trouble with my favorite dish.
What was your favorite dish?
Eddie Lamar.
Oh, stop. My guests are getting impatient. What's delaying dinner, Russian?
The soup receipt.
Yeah.
It says, stir soup while boiling. So it's boiling, I'm stirring. It's boiling, I'm stirring. And finally, I can't stand it.
Why not?
It's burning my fingers.
Don't be ridiculous. You don't start. How is the rest of the food coming along?
Frankly, I'm having a little trouble with the seasoning.
Why?
On the roast goose, I am putting a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, and a pinch of paprika. Suddenly, the maid is slapping my face.
Why?
Wrong pinch.
Oh, get out of here. Yes, Cookie.
Oh, Master, some guests are arriving.
They are?
George Burns and Gracie Allen.
Well, Eddie, we just want to say congratulations, and Gracie has a present.
Oh, my goodness, Mr. Cantor. Imagine you being married for 29 years. Well, you certainly look it.
Gracie, just give Eddie the present you got for him. I don't know what it is, Eddie. Gracie picked it out.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Eddie, it's just a little something you can take along on your honeymoon.
Honeymoon? We had that 29 years ago.
Oh, really? The same year you were married, huh?
Yeah, they killed two birds with one stone.
Yeah, and, oh, what an embarrassing thing that was. I was so broke that Ida had to pay for the honeymoon.
No.
Yes.
Oh, well, I'll have to get with Ida and compare prices.
Of course, I paid her back as soon as I went back to work.
Well, I'm sure George will, too.
Gracie, just give Eddie his anniversary present.
Oh, yes. It's in this package.
Gee, I'm excited. What is it, Gracie?
Well, you know the 25th anniversary is silver, and the 30th is pearl. So, this being in between the two...
Yes, yes?
I got this handkerchief.
A handkerchief?
Gracie, is that all you're giving Eddie for his anniversary?
Oh, no, I wrote a poem, but that's for Ida.
Well, Ida's here. Let's hear it.
All right. Congratulations to you, Ida. From Gracie, sweet as apple cider.
Wait a minute, Gracie. Ida is supposed to be sweet as apple cider, not you.
But, Judge, how would that sound? Congratulations to you, Ida. You're supposed to be as sweet as apple cider. Sounds like I don't believe it.
Okay, read on.
The husband you picked was a mighty good choice. Too bad he couldn't have had a few boys.
Boys, yeah.
Yes. I'm sure he's kind, a good protector. I'll bet you're glad you married Hector.
Hector? Gracie Allen, my name happens to be Eddie.
Well, that doesn't rhyme. Now stop interrupting. You've had him for 29 years, that's true. But a retread can make him as good as new. Yes, Ida Cantor, we two are the same. We both got our husbands with riches and fame. They're sweet and gentle. They're our little pigeons. But I'll bet we both wish we had gotten Walter.
Oh, Walter Pigeon?
Walter Pigeon.
Yes.
Eddie, call us when dinner
I'll
is
call
ready.
you.
Come on.
So long, Gracie. Goodbye, Judge. See you later. Wait a minute. What is that racket?
Cantor, I am serving a sizzling platter. And look how fancy I've placed the roast chicken on his back.
On his back. Russian, that chicken is standing on his legs.
Give me a stick, I'll kill it.
A fine chef. I hope you killed the roast goose.
Don't worry, he's a dead pigeon.
Yeah.
That goose is now sizzling in the oven at 400 degrees for
Fahrenheit.
I sneezed.
No. You don't? I can't help laughing at you.
At who?
At you.
Gesundheit.
No. You're crazy. I didn't sneeze.
You didn't? Then give me back my Gesundheit.
Okay, stop it. Look, are you sure you put the roast goose under a hot flame?
Well, positively.
Well, tell me, how did you dress him?
I just put him in one of your old suits.
No, oh, you're impossible. Listen, Russian, when the roast goose is ready, have my English butler serve it.
You got an English butler?
Well, of course.
Has he got bushy eyebrows and a very British face?
Well, that's right.
No wonder that roast goose was wearing a monocle.
Get back in the kitchen. Get out of here. More guests. I wonder who it can be.
Announcing Mr. Groucho Marx.
Well, this is a surprise. Eddie Cantor's I live and breathe.
What's such a surprise?
You're still living and I'm still breathing.
Well, anyway, it was nice of you to drop in. Aren't you going to congratulate me?
Why, of course. What is it, a boy or a girl?
Groucho, look at me. It's Eddie Cantor.
Well, that's pretty confusing. You gave birth to Eddie Cantor?
No, Groucho, it's my wedding anniversary. Don't you understand? I've been married 29 years to the same woman.
Well, there's no use getting mad at me. You've got no one to blame but yourself.
No, Groucho, please understand. I've been married 29 years to the same woman.
Well, don't give up now. Just hang on. And if nobody calls for her at the end of 30 years, she's yours.
Oh, Dinah, will you come here? Come here, will you? Groucho, I'd like you to meet a lovely Southern belle. This is Dinah Shaw.
Why, Mr. Marx, it sure is a pleasure.
Well, it sure is a pleasure to meet you, Miss Shaw, I'm sure.
Thank you. I'm mighty pleased at making your acquaintance, sir.
Listen, kids.
Quiet, Yankee.
Are y'all from the South, Mr. Marx?
Why, sure enough. I'm a big plantation man. I spend most of my time picking tobacco.
By the bale?
No, by the butt.
Groucho, you are certainly loaded with corn.
Well, what do you all expect from a Kentucky colonel?
I see they drafted your writers, too, huh?
What's that?
I said you ought to have new writers.
I've got new writers. I've had a pain in my shoulder for the last 3 weeks.
See you later. Bye now.
Goodbye.
Yeah, Groucho, how about some champagne? You can have your choice. Veuve Clicquot.
I've made my choice.
Quiet. I mean to drink. Veuve Clicquot, vintage 28, or Paul Roger, bottle 32.
Here comes the plug. I'd rather have a short beer, draft 15. Make it Pabst Blue Ribbon. After all, I have 2 children and a sponsor to support in Blue Ribbon Town.
All right, you got that in mind. But Groucho...
Yes, it was a pretty long speech.
You'll enjoy drinking champagne.
Pretty dull speech, too.
You'll enjoy drinking champagne, Groucho.
Would you mind me making that speech over again?
No! Will you stop now? We're late already. Look, you'll enjoy drinking champagne. Don't you like to have Bubbles tickle your nose?
I don't know. I never met Bubbles. What's her phone number? Maybe she'll let me tickle her nose. Who knows?
Oh, you fool. This is a great party, isn't it, Groucho? I feel marvelous. Just think, I've been married 29 years.
Yes, Eddie, it's wonderful. Marriage always makes me feel sentimental. I'll never forget the time I went on my honeymoon. I cried like a baby.
Why?
You know a better way to get to Niagara Falls than half fare?
Soup's on! Oh!
Frighten me like that.
Wait, Russian, when you say soup's on, why do you scream?
It's on me!
Quiet. Groucho, this is my chef, the Mad Russian.
Well, with a face like that, I'd be mad, too. Let me congratulate you, Russian. I've seen off-the-face hats, but this is the first time I ever saw an off-the-face face.
That calls for a duel, sir. And there's only one thing that keeps me from fighting for my honor.
And what's that?
Who's got honor?
He wants to fight a duel. Why, Russian, if you were half a man... Wait a minute, you are half a man. What happened to the other half?
Meat shortage.
Back in the kitchen, monster.
Hey, Russian, remember to serve some Philadelphia cream cheese. Understand? Philadelphia cream cheese.
Right, I'll be back in a sneeze with the cheese. Gesundheit.
All right.
Well, I'll see you later, Eddie. My feet are killing me. I think I'll take off my shoes and rest my feet. Or maybe I should take off my feet and rest my shoes. I can always get another pair of feet.
Groucho, if I don't see you later, thanks for coming to my wedding anniversary.
Why, Eddie, are you married?
Of course I'm married. Where do you think I got my 5 children?
Out front, applauding like mad.
Oh, get out.
Oh, Eddie, this is a grand party. No, I'm having a record made of this program as a souvenir.
Great idea, Harry. A few years from now, you should get a big kick out of it, hearing the whole gang and all the laughs.
Oh, that's right. I wish I could have taken a movie of it so I could see the laughs.
See the laughs?
Yeah. Well, at least the smiles, especially of Gracie and Dinah.
Yes, Harry. They've been having a lot of fun, and it's a pleasure to watch them.
Yes, you're right. It is a pleasure, Eddie, and they certainly bear out what we've been saying about lovely women having attractive smiles. You know, Eddie, they prove a point everyone agrees on, the importance of an attractive smile to a woman's loveliness. But not everyone gives his smile the intelligent care it deserves. And it's so easy, ladies and gentlemen, when you see your dentist regularly and between visits faithfully use iPana toothpaste and gum massage. Because healthy gums are mighty important to sound teeth and sparkling smiles. And iPana is not only unsurpassed for cleaning and brightening teeth, but when used with massage, it is especially designed to give gums the stimulation they need to help keep them firm and healthy. So adopt this famous healthful routine.
Brush your teeth regularly with iPana toothpaste. And every time you do, put a little extra iPana on your brush or fingertip and massage it on your gums.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, for firmer, brighter teeth and naturally a more attractive smile, decide now to massage with iPana toothpaste.
Oh, Harry, what's keeping the mad rush? Is it so hard to get Philadelphia cream cheese?
Well, I don't know. I'll look for him.
Will you?
Oh, Master.
Yes, Cookie.
There's a Western Union boy here with a telegram.
A Western Union? Well, send him in.
Telegram for Eddie Cantor.
It's Jack Benny, a Western Union boy. Jack, you're delivering a telegram? I don't understand.
Well, it's very simple, Eddie. See, I went to Western Union to send you an anniversary wire. Then I figured till they're able to send you a boy, you'll be waiting and waiting. And you know, Eddie, you know what it is to wait for a boy.
Yes. But, Jack, it doesn't seem right for you to deliver your own telegram.
Why not? I paid for it. I paid for every word of it.
All right.
Myself.
All right, read it, Jack. Read it.
Certainly I'll read it. I paid for it.
I know.
Out of my own money. I paid for the telegram.
Jack, you told me you paid.
I paid out of my own shoes.
All right. All right. What does it say?
It says to Eddie Cantor, Beverly Hills. And it's a straight wire. This is not a night letter.
I know.
I paid for a straight wire.
You told me.
I know.
Read it. Will you please read it?
No, I can show you the receipt.
Please, Jack, read it.
Receipt from Jack Benny, 35
Not the
cents.
receipt. The wire. Read the wire, will you?
You mean the one I paid for? Heartiest congratulations on your anniversary. Good luck to you and.
Well, go on.
Go on, Eddie. That's 10 words. I paid for the 10 words.
But, Jack, the wire is unfinished. Good luck to me and who? Who, Jack, who?
Eddie, if you don't know your wife's name by now, don't blame me. I mean, who else could it be? Aunt Jemima, Count Fleet? Who is it?
All right, Jack. You wrote out a wire to me. It's very nice. You delivered it personally. Thanks very much. All right, Jack. I said thanks very much. What are you waiting for?
No tip? I said I paid for it.
All right, you paid for it. How do you like that, Jack? Hello?
Long distance for Eddie Cantor.
Long distance? What? I'll take it. Hello?
Camper, this is Matt speaking. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Russian, what's so terrible? And why are you calling long distance? Where are you?
I'm in Philadelphia. They got no cream cheese.
Listen, Eddie, I'm sure Jack Benny and Burns and Allen and Groucho Marx and all of your guests would enjoy hearing you sing some of your songs that were popular 29 years ago. How about it?
By the sea, by the sea, by the beautiful sea, you and I, oh how happy we'll be. When each wave comes a-rolling in, we will duck or swim, and we'll float and fool around the water, over and under, and then up for air. Pa's rich, Ma's rich, so no what do we care? I love to be beside your side, beside the seaside, by the beautiful sea. When you are a tulip, a sweet yellow tulip, and I wore a big red rose. When you caressed me, 'twas then heaven blessed me. What a blessing, no one knows. You made life cheery when you called me dearie. 'Twas down where the bluegrass grows. Your lips were sweeter than julep when you wore a tulip, and I wore a big red rose. I love the cows and chickens, but this is the life. This is the life. I love to raise the dickens while I'm cabareting where the band is playing. I love the homemade cider, but I'd rather have wine. No more picking berries, me for cocktail cherries. This is the life. This is the life. This is the life for mine. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you, Jack Benny, George Burns, Gracie Allen, and Groucho Marx. It's really been a wonderful anniversary for me.
Master, pardon the interruption.
What is it, Cookie?
But did you know that the last 17 minutes of last week's program only went as far as Colorado and never reached the east? I wonder why.
The jokes were too old to make the trip. No, Cookie, look. The lines were down. We had to tell the people because they've been writing in and wiring.
But be with us next week, ladies and gentlemen, when our guest will be my very good friend, Joey Brown. And in the meantime, don't forget the two products that make our Wednesdays together possible. Ipana for the smile of beauty, Sal Hepatica for the smile of health. Ipana, Sal Hepatica. And so remember, I love to spend each Wednesday with you. As friend to friend, I'm sorry it's through. Good night.
Such camaraderie of the day that all those great people got together to wish Eddie his anniversary. Couple of things happened in Eddie's life where Jack Benny had to get involved. He participated in a strike to form Actors Equity in 1919. That caused Florence Ziegfeld a lot of issues. At the 1939 New York World's Fair, Cantor denounced radio personality Father Charles Coughlin, strong, stout, anti-Semitic guy. And he was dropped by his sponsor, Camel Cigarettes. Well, Jack Benny helped him out and got him back into radio with this new show that you're hearing here today. And then back in the 1950s, Eddie was finding it hard to stay relevant in the changing landscape of entertainment. His career had slowed. He wasn't doing as well as he was physically. Well, Jack Benny stepped in to help. He advocated for Cantor with the Colgate-Palmolive Company. Benny used his influence and reputation to convince him to sponsor a new Eddie Cantor radio show. He vouched for Cantor's continued value and appeal, secured him a new deal. And he came back for a period of time. It wasn't just professional. It was that they were deep friends and they recognized each other's value. And that's important, even today. Eddie Cantor, as it was originally broadcast 82 years ago today, June 9th, 1943, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up next, Ozzie and Harriet.
Ladies, there's one war job that you and only you can do. I mean the saving of waste fats and oils. Every drop of used fat is vitally needed for military medicines and supplies, and for supplies on the home front, such as fabrics, paints, and soaps. That fat has to come from your kitchen. Don't fall down on your war job. Save all used fats in a clean can, and the minute the can is full, take it right down to your butcher. He'll pay you 4 cents plus 2 red ration points for every pound you turn in.
You know, it's funny. I have had people tell me online that Americans never had to save tinfoil, never save fat. And they don't understand that that's a vital part of our history, how Americans sacrificed and saved and scrimped to get through World War II. But, you know, and the Depression. But they don't get it. Okay, one of the smartest businessmen in radio and television was Ozzie Nelson. He took his show, which came about when Red Skelton was drafted into World War II, and made his own show, family-based show, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. And it continued after Red came back. And when television was coming around, he made a deal with ABC that he'd get paid for at least 10 years, whether or not they kept the show on television. Well, it lasted longer. And we all know about it, and you can still find it today. The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, 75 years ago, June 9th, 1950.
The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, transcribed and starring the entire Nelson family, Ozzie, Harriet, David, and Ricky. One of the interesting things about the Nelson household is that occasionally it's very quiet around the house. Now, for instance, you take the present moment.
Harriet's in one of those rare moments of relaxation. She's usually the busy one, but right now she's sitting in a big easy chair doing a little knitting. I thought maybe we might pick up the click of the needles, but she's a pretty quiet knitter, too. I don't know where David and Ricky are, but that's Ozzie sitting over there in the bigger, easier chair. He's just taking it easy and in a pretty big way.
Ozzie? Oh, I'm sorry. Were you dozing off there?
No. I was just sort of thinking. Not actively, but passively. I mean, I was thinking, but I wasn't thinking of anything in particular.
That's okay, dear. A person has a right to his private thoughts. I think that's guaranteed in the Constitution or something, isn't it?
Well, if it isn't exactly guaranteed, it certainly is implied.
I was just doing a little thinking myself.
Oh? What were you thinking about?
Oh? I thought I was guaranteed.
Oh, no, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to.
Well, actually, I was just thinking, we haven't been out any place recently.
Oh, I don't know. I think we have. I mean, this is just the stretch during the year when not many people give parties.
Everybody will probably give a party at once. I sent a couple of your suits out to be cleaned and pressed just in case.
A couple? You sound as if I have a closet full.
You do. Not many are wearable.
Oh, I'll get it. Just a minute. Well, hiya, Joe.
Hi, Oz. How's my boy?
Fine. Come on in. I hope you'll forgive my appearance. I wasn't expecting any company.
Oh, that's okay, Oz. I can only stay for a minute. I want to extend an invitation to you and Harriet.
Hello there, Joe.
Hiya, Harriet. How's my girl?
Just fine, thanks. Won't you come in and sit down?
No, thanks, Harriet. I just dropped by for a minute.
Hi, Mr. Randolph.
Well, hello there, Ricky. How's my boy?
Well, I don't know. I haven't seen him today.
No, I mean you. You, how are you?
Oh, fine, thanks.
What's this about an invitation, Joe?
Well, Oz, I've had my annual brainstorm.
I'll bet I know what it is.
Let me do the honors, Harriet. I have a scroll here someplace. Oh, yeah, here it is. Hear ye. All ye old friends and ye old neighbors are invited to ye old Randolph's house for ye old come as ye are party. And all ye whosoever chicken out are dirty dogs.
Oh, another one of those crazy parties of yours, huh, Joe?
Yes, sirree. And it's at our house as usual, and you're liable to get the call any time this afternoon or tonight.
Oh, boy, me too.
No, son. Ye aren't old enough.
Yeah, that's right, Ricky. This is just for the grown-up children. Now, remember the rules, Oz. When the phone rings, drop everything and come running just the way you are, no matter how you're dressed.
Yeah, I remember. Just drop everything and run.
Of course, if you were just fastening your suspenders, you better pick up your pants.
Yes.
That sounds like a good idea.
Now, remember, you're on your honor to come as you are.
You wouldn't want to give us a hint about when it's going to be.
Why,
I figured you wouldn't.
Then we'll see you later, Joe.
Yeah, right you are, Harriet.
It's at your house, you say?
That's right, Oz, our house.
Fine. Joe, what time should we drop over?
Oh, no, you don't. You thought you could make me say be over at our house at 7:30, didn't you?
Oh, so it's 7:30, huh?
That's right, Oz, 730 Oak Street, where we've been living for the past 10 years. See you later.
What is this party anyway, Pa?
Oh, just a party, son.
How come Mr. Randolph wouldn't tell you what time to come?
Well, that's the point of it. You're not supposed to know.
It's kind of like a secret, huh?
Yeah, kind of. Mr. Randolph will call us on the phone, and we'll have to go over there in whatever clothes we're wearing at the time.
Even if you have your old clothes on?
That's right. That's the fun of it. Getting caught unawares.
That doesn't sound like much fun to me, getting caught in your underwear.
Nobody actually gets caught in his underwear unless he's pretty dumb.
Oh, I don't know. You did pretty well last year. As I recall, you were the hit of the party.
Oh. What were you wearing, Pa?
Oh,
it's what he wasn't wearing.
No, I had on my pajamas and an old bathrobe. Wouldn't have been too bad, except most of the other people seemed to be very well dressed. Well, don't worry. Joe Randolph isn't going to catch me this year.
Where are you going?
Well, I just thought I'd go upstairs and put on my good suit. And when he calls, I'll be all set.
I thought you were supposed to wear whatever you have on.
Well, that's right, and when he calls, I know what I'll have on, my good suit.
But won't that spoil the fun?
Not for me, it won't. This year, the fun is going to be not knowing what everybody else will be wearing.
I don't get it.
Well, if it sounds a little confusing to you...
Oh, no, Pop. Sounds very confusing.
Well, anyway, I don't intend getting caught in my pajamas and old bathrobe again this year.
Yes, but...
No, I know what you're going to say. Where's my sense of humor? Where's my sense of fair play? Where's my good sportsmanship? And I say to you, where's my good suit? I'm going upstairs and get it.
All right, but I still think you're taking this thing too seriously. Crazy mixed-up adults.
Oh, Harriet. Now, who ever heard of sweeping the porch in a formal party dress? Where's your sense of fair play? Where's your sportsmanship?
The same place yours are, up in the bedroom closet. Now go on before I lose my sense of direction with this broom.
Look out there. You must admit this was a smart thing to do. No use going over the Randolphs in old rags.
Now, I suppose you're right. I'm sorry if I got any dust on you. Here, let me brush you off.
No, thanks. I think I'll go over and tell Thorny about my little scheme.
Looks like you won't have to.
What do you mean?
Well, there's Thorny over there now, and he's got his tuxedo on.
Oh, for goodness sakes. Hey, Thorny!
Hi, Oz.
Oh, I didn't know they were going to have a head waiter at the party.
Relax, Oz. I just don't want to get caught like I was last year.
Well, how was that?
You mean you don't remember?
I don't believe so. I was in my pajamas and an old robe. I thought I was the hit of the show.
You were just the opening act, Oz. I was the featured attraction. See, when the phone rang last year, I was taking a shower.
Oh! You were all wrapped up in that silly-looking bathrobe.
Well, that was our shower curtain. But I'm not worried this year. That Joe Randolph can phone any time he chooses.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Yeah, you do look pretty sharp at that.
Well, thanks. I haven't had this dark suit on in some time.
Yeah, I know. I can smell the mothballs. How do you like our old tux, huh?
Oh, fine. Say, those work gloves really set it off nicely.
Oh, thanks. Almost forgot. I got to take out the trash.
Well, what about your suit? White ashes won't look so good on that green tuxedo.
Oh, they'll brush off. Even if they don't, I'm not going to be caught with my tuxedo off.
I don't blame you. Gee, I wish Joe would call now.
Did you hear the phone?
No. I just said I wish he'd call. It'd be all ready for him.
I better get in the house.
Oh, I thought you were going to take out the ashes.
Yeah, I am, but I think I'll get my top hat and cane just in case Joe calls early. Hey, you know what, Oz?
What's that?
I bet I'll be the best-dressed trash man in town.
Well, I'll see you later, Thorny. Hi, fellas.
Oh, hiya, Pop.
Holy smokes, where are you going all dressed up? Oh, nowhere, Dave. That is not for a little while yet. Your mother and I are invited to a come-as-you-are party at the Randolph's house. Going to wash the car for us?
Yes, sir. Mom asked me to.
Well, that's very nice of you to wash it when she asked you.
Yes, sir.
Of course, the dollar he's getting has nothing to do with it.
You get your share. Come on now, hand me that soapy water.
What kind of soap are you using there, Dave?
I got it from the kitchen.
Not too much soap now.
Why not, Pop?
Well, it's liable to be too strong, and then the paint oxidizes or something. It makes it kind of... not too much soap.
Okay, Pop.
I think I'd rinse it off now if I were you, Dave.
You're not going to want a consultation fee, are you, Pop?
No. Just want to help you do the job right. Hey!
Good job, Pop.
Oh, now, Dave, it's a narrow escape. Can't afford to get this suit splashed.
Sorry, Pop.
Can't you get it clean, Pop? I think the cleaner's coming today.
Well, that's not the point, son. Yeah, I better step back here. I don't have to change my clothes.
Look out, Pop! Holy smoke!
Did you hurt yourself, Pop?
No. Pants are soaked. Put that bucket there anyway.
You did.
The back of your pants are soaked, Pop.
I seem to be aware of that. Thank you, David.
Everything all right, David?
Yes, ma'am. Where are you, Mom?
Hey, look out with the hose, David. all right, son. I suppose the damage was already done.
Ozzie!
Please, Harriet, no salt in the wounds.
You're the one who was going to stay dressed up for the party.
Yes, that was my plan. Obviously, it's all wet. Harriet, where are my other suit pants?
In the closet. Why don't you answer the phone, Pop?
What phone?
The phone that's ringing. Right over there.
Oh, yes.
It might be Mr. Randolph. You wouldn't want to miss a party. You want me to answer?
No. Just give me a pair of pants. I'll answer it.
Here.
Hey, whose pants are these anyway?
Well, they're mine.
Holy smokes.
Hello?
Oz?
Just a minute. He's right here.
Okay, I might as well take my punishment. Give me the phone, son. You'll probably be hearing about this 20 years from now. Okay, Joe, you've got me.
It's not Joe, Oz. It's me, Thorny.
Thorny, it's wonderful to hear your voice. Listen, hang on to the phone for a few minutes, will you? I don't want anybody to ring it. I know this isn't cricket, but I'm in a jam, and I'll explain later. Just keep it off the hook.
I was going to ask you to do the same, Oz. I got to change my clothes. I had a little accident with a trash can. I'm covered with ashes.
Well, as I said earlier in the evening, it sometimes gets very quiet around the Nelson household. What I should have added is that it never stays that way for very long. At least, if today is a typical example. Just as Harriet mentioned that the Nelsons hadn't been out very often recently, Joe Randolph stopped by and invited them to his annual come-as-you-are party. So far, Ozzie has gotten his best suit drenched, but now he's seated gingerly in the living room, attired in his second-best outfit, waiting for Joe to phone. I think Harriet's coming in from the dining room. Wonder what she's carrying.
Oh, what have you got there, Harriet?
Well, we're all dressed up, and it's kind of a festive occasion, so I thought I'd whip up a few hors d'oeuvres.
Oh, a little party before the party, huh? Oh, they really look good.
Try one.
Just a second.
What's the idea of all the napkins?
Well, I've already ruined one suit today, and I'm not going to take any chances with this one.
Come on in, Thorny.
Hi, Oz. Hi, Harriet.
Hello, Thorny. Well, I see you're going formal tonight.
Yep, this is one time the joke is going to be on Joe Randolph.
Has he called you yet?
No, I thought I'd drop in and see if he'd called you. Well, what have we got here? Hors d'oeuvres, eh?
Why is it you always drop in just as we're having something to eat?
You know, Oz, I've often wondered about that myself. However, don't let me interrupt you. I'll just sit over here quietly and hungrily.
Help yourself, Thorny. There's enough for all of us.
Well, thanks, Harriet. That's mighty neighborly of you. Boy, these really look delicious. There's one thing missing, though.
What's that?
Champagne. We ought to have some champagne to go with these wonderful hors d'oeuvres.
You have pretty expensive taste, don't you, old boy?
We'd only need a small bottle. Say about the size of that bottle of champagne in your refrigerator, Oz.
Now, wait a minute, Thorny. That was a Christmas present. I'm saving it for a special occasion.
Well, this is a very special occasion. We're finally putting one over on that joker, Joe Randolph.
Hey, this is kind of an occasion at that. How about it, Harriet? Shall we live it up tonight?
Whatever you say, dear.
By golly, let's do it. I'll get the champagne and some glasses.
Good boy, Oz. You're a real sport.
Where's Catherine, Thorny?
Oh, she's home fixing her face. You should have heard her laugh when she saw me in my tuxedo. She thinks I'm being silly about the whole thing.
What's Catherine going to wear?
I'll wear whatever she's wearing when Joe calls. She says that's the fun of a come-as-you-are party.
Yes, I suppose so.
Of course, for the last 3 hours, she's been wearing her best party dress.
Well, I don't plan to be trapped this time either.
The laugh's really going to be on old Joe when we walk in there all dressed up. Huh?
Well, here we are. Is this an old enough vintage for you?
Eh? Oh, yeah, that's fine. 53 was a good year. Want me to show you how to open that?
No, I can open it myself, Thorny.
It's very simple, you know. You just twist those wires.
Yes, I know, Thorny. I've opened a bottle of champagne before.
I don't think you're doing it right, Oz. Here, let me show you.
Will you just sit down? I'm perfectly capable of doing this without your help.
I just want to show you one thing.
Thorny, get your big hands off my bottle of champagne.
If you let go for a minute, I can open it for you.
I told you, I don't need your help. I've almost got it open now.
Nice going, Oz. Now look what you've done.
Look what I've done. Look what you've done. My suit is ruined.
Well, so is my tuxedo.
This wouldn't have happened if you'd kept your big, clumsy hands out of the way.
My big, clumsy hands? What about your big, clumsy hands?
Don't you think you boys had better postpone the argument until you've changed your clothes?
Holy smokes, that's right. Joe's liable to call any time now.
Would you care for anything else?
No, thank you. It was a wonderful dinner, Harriet.
Oh, you were so nervous for fear you'd spill something on your suit, I'll bet you don't even know what we had.
Sure I do. I can tell by the spots on me. Meatloaf, string beans, mashed potatoes, and apple pie. Lucky I had this big apron on.
Well, if you spilled all that, you really were nervous.
Yeah, my hand was trembling a little. I guess I can take off the apron now. You want me to help you clear the table?
Nope, you go on in the living room and relax. You've had a busy day. I wonder when Joe's going to call. The suspense is killing me.
Well, if I know Joe, he'll wait until the last minute. We're ready for him.
Hey, Pop, what do you suppose is wrong with this?
What's that, Rick?
I can't get any ink out of this fountain pen.
No, Ricky, be careful with that thing. Might go off.
Oh, don't worry, Pop. I can't even get any ink out of it.
Well, I'm sure I could all over myself. This is my day for doing things like that.
Maybe it just has to be refilled.
Well, whatever it is, you'll have to do it yourself. It's my last suit, and I'm not taking any chances.
Doggone it, they must pound these stoppers in with a sledgehammer.
What's the matter, Dave?
Can't get the top off this shoe polish. And here, Pop, maybe you can do it.
No! David, take that out on the back porch. All I'd need is to get shoe polish on this suit.
Oh, yeah, forgot about that.
Ozzie, it's almost 7:30. Shouldn't Joe be calling pretty soon?
She hasn't called yet?
No, Dave, old Joe always calls when you least expect it. Tries to catch you off guard that way.
He won't catch you this time, will he, Pop?
Not this time, Rick.
What's that, dear?
Nothing, just a little loose thread here on my shoulder.
Oh, wait a minute. I got a pair of scissors.
No, don't bother. I can break it.
You better let me cut that for you.
No. Ridiculous. Who can't break a little piece of thread?
Gosh, Pop just ripped his coat sleeve off.
For goodness sakes, what kind of a suit is this?
Obviously not a very good one.
Well, I just bought it a couple of weeks ago, and it has to be a pretty good suit. It was on sale. How about that? The sleeve just dropped right off.
Boy, wouldn't it be something if Mr. Randolph called now?
Do you know I'm just about out of clothes?
Well, don't bother to change, dear. Wear that. Maybe you'll start a new fashion for men. Off-the-shoulder jackets.
Here I go again. I've worn more suits today than I usually wear in a month.
We ought to put an elevator in for you, Pop.
It's not a bad idea. It's the first time I've ever been tired out from a party before it's even started. Well, I have exactly 2 wearable outfits left in the closet. My overalls or my swimming trunks.
You have a couple more suits at the cleaners. But those slacks look very nice. Come on over and sit down.
No, I'm just going to stand right here in the middle of the room where nothing can possibly happen to me. That is, unless the roof falls in.
What's the matter now?
I think I see a crack in the ceiling. Harriet, the next time Joe gives one of these deals, I'm going to have a plastic slipcover made for myself. Boy, it's about time. We made it, though. Hello.
Hello, Oz. This is Joe Randolph.
Yes, Joe, I kind of thought it might be you.
I got some bad news, Oz. I'm afraid we're going to have to postpone the party.
Oh, Joe, you're kidding.
Well, I hate to call you up at the last minute, but it's just one of those things.
Oh, Oh, but we've been waiting. I mean, we've been looking forward to the party.
Yeah, I know. I'm sure sorry. I hope you aren't too disappointed.
Well, of course we're disappointed. I understand, though.
Yeah, well, I gotta call a lot of people, so I'll see you later, Oz.
Well, so long, Joe. Fine. How do you like that?
What is it?
The Randolphs have had to postpone their party.
Somebody sick?
Yeah, I am.
No, I mean, why did they have to postpone it?
Well, I don't know. He had to call a lot of people. I didn't ask.
Well, what do we do now?
Well, I'm going upstairs and change my clothes.
Again?
Yes, but for the last time. I'm going to put on my pajamas and robe, watch television for a little while, and go to bed.
Oh, I think that's a wonderful idea.
Well, at least I'll be able to relax now. Harriet.
Yes, dear?
Look, the Randolphs are nice people. I know you and Clara are good friends, and Joe and I are good friends. But if you ever hear they're giving another party, let's try and arrange to be out of town. Oh, hi, fellas.
Gee, Pop, what'd you spill on yourself this time?
What do you mean?
How come you're wearing your pajamas?
Oh, that. Oh, the party's been postponed.
Gee, that's too bad, Pop.
Yeah, well, I'd just soon stay home. Besides, I really feel comfortable for the first time today.
Want me to answer it, Pop?
No, I'll get it. It's probably Thorny. Hello?
Hi, Oz. Joe Randolph again.
Oh, hiya, Joe.
Okay, you know the party rules. No fair cheating either. You gotta wear just what you have on right now.
Now, wait a minute. What are you talking about?
The come at your party tonight.
Tonight? You said you were going to postpone it.
That's right. We postponed it from 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock. I've caught more people this way.
Wait a minute, Joe.
See you later.
Joe? All the dirty tricks.
What were you shouting about, dear?
Though Joe's party wasn't postponed, it was all a gag. He just called up and...
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I was under the dryer. What did you say?
Oh, for goodness sakes.
Well, don't look so startled. You've seen this old bathrobe before. You've seen me with my hair up in curlers, too.
I know, dear, and I've seen you with your face covered with cold cream before. Let's go. We're off to the Randolphs.
This is Vern Smith saying tune in again next week for another transcribed adventure of Ozzie and Harriet, starring Ozzie Nelson and Harriet Hilliard.
And there you have it, an Armed Forces recording of the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet 75 years ago, June 9th, 1950, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We've talked about Ozzie and Harriet and Ozzie's great dealing, and the fact that those shows are still widely available today. You can find them on Amazon Prime, you can find them on Peacock, you can find it for free with ads on the Roku channel, Fandango at Home, Pluto TV, Zumo Play, and many other places. So search around, and those are free streaming services. So if you've got reasonable internet, you can hear the shows anytime. There you go. That episode going back 75 years to June 9th, 1950, Ozzie and Harriet, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll head to Pine Ridge, Arkansas. Check in with Lum and Abner in just a moment.
This is Debbie Reynolds. If you've been wondering what you can do to fight communism personally from your own home, there is something you can do. Support Radio Free Europe, the station built and financed by the contributions of the American public to the crusade for freedom. Radio Free Europe is one Cold War operation the communists fear and attack constantly. Support Radio Free Europe. Send your truth dollars to Crusade for Freedom, care of your local postmaster.
We wrap up this edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with another episode of Lum and Abner as we continue trying to see what they're going to do with their greeting cards. This goes back 83 years, June 9th, 1942.
The makers of Alka-Seltzer bring you Lum and Abner. Say, I wonder how many of you Lum and Abner listeners find that these busy, hectic days are sometimes pretty difficult, especially if you come home at night with that headachy, upset, on-edge feeling that sometimes follows an extra long, extra hard day's work. Well, the next time, just relax a little and drink a glass of sparkling, refreshing Alka-Seltzer. Alka-Seltzer acts fast to ease a dull headache and to settle an upset, on-edge stomach. Try it next time a hard day's work leaves you feeling distressed like that. Let Alka-Seltzer help you feel better in a hurry. Get a package of these modern effervescent tablets from your druggist right away. Have them handy so you won't have to rush out to the store when you want them. And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, all the bustling activity of the Edwards and Edwards Publishing Company's greeting card business can be boiled down to only one sale so far. And that was a graduation card to Grandpappy Spears from Grandpappy Spears. However, the Poetic Brain Trust is still hard at work, turning out original verses for every occasion. As we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in their jot-em-down store and library, deep in a vital discussion concerning the publishing company. Listen.
Well, I don't see why you won't change it from the Edwards and Edwards Publishing Company to the Edwards and Peabody Publishing Company, Lum.
Abner, I've told you 1,000 or 100 times before we ain't going to change it.
Well, why not? It's being run right here in the store, and the store's half mine.
I know, but this is different. Different business entirely.
Ain't done it.
The publishing company was all my own idea.
Yeah, but now I'm doing some of the work, too. I'm writing verses for them greeting cards.
Well, you ain't wrote a single one that we can use so far.
Why? Well, maybe I just ain't got warmed up yet. Wait till I get going. All right, Dogies, wait a minute. Just listen to the one I wrote here this morning.
Abner, there ain't no use talking. You just ain't cut out for this kind of work.
Oh, my.
Takes more of a poetics feller. Like, say, a feller like me, for instance.
Yeah, well, now, listen to this anyway, Lum. It's a card to send to a feller that's just got himself engaged. Good for you. You got engaged. Don't let your woman keep you caged.
Did you make that up yourself, Abner?
Yes, sir. I done it last night. Oh, well, little Pearl helped me some on it. See, I got the good for you part, and then she studied up the rest of it.
That's what I figured.
Ain't it no good?
Well, sure it's good. That's the first good one you've turned in. We can use that.
We can? Well, good for me. Well, now will you change your name to the Edwards and Peabody Publishing Company?
No, nothing'll make me change that. Besides, I've already got a sign all painted up that says Edwards and Edwards Publishing Company on it.
Yeah, well, I studied up that good greeting card.
That don't make no difference. I got other fellers working on them, too.
Others?
Yeah, Mousy Gray's writing some for me.
Mousy Gray?
Yeah, he likes to do that poetry stuff, so I thought I'd let him try his hand at it.
Oh.
He ought to be here by now. I told him to bring in some greetings first thing in the morning.
Well, are you aiming on taking him in partnerships with you on this?
Oh, no, of course not. Just giving everybody a chance to write these things. I'm even letting Cedric try a couple. Of course, I don't expect much from him.
Well, I reckon not. Cedric ain't no poetics, I know.
No, but I figured he might just happen to hit some good idea, and then I can take and fix it up, put in fancy language and all.
You mean like it good for you got engaged, don't let your woman keep you caged?
Well, that ain't exactly fancy language, Abner.
Huh?
That's more the Joshin type of greeting card. But we need to have a few of them kind anyway.
Well, here, maybe I could be the president of the Joshin card department.
Yeah, we'll see.
I might be a genius at that, Lump. A Joshin genius, that's what I might be.
For the land sakes, what in the world has Mousy got on?
Huh, Mousy?
Yeah, look at him coming up out there with that funny-looking cap on his head.
Oh.
Looks like he ain't got no bill on it.
Well, I do know. I reckon he's getting so poor he can't get a cap with a bill on it.
I don't know. I believe he could have picked out a better color, though. That purple shows up sort of loud.
Yeah, look at that.
Now, don't mention his cap. Hurt his feelings.
Oh, I won't. Well, howdy, Mousy.
Yeah, come on back, Mousy.
Well, hello, Lum. Abner?
Did you get some things wrote up for me, Mousy?
Yes, sir. How do you like my beret, Lum?
What? Your what?
My beret.
Well, I don't know yet, Mousy. I ain't read none of them yet.
Well, I don't mean the greeting cards, Lum. I mean my cap. You see, this is called a beret.
It is?
Yes, sir.
Well, I do know.
Did you lose a bill off of it, Mousy? Did the dog get hold of it or something, tear it up?
No, sir, Abner, this is the way a beret is supposed to be. See, all poets wear these.
All poets, does it?
Yes, sir. Poets and artists and people like that.
Poets and artists, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, why do they want to wear a silly-looking outfit like that for?
Don't hurt his feelings.
Oh.
Well, let's see how good you done on your greeting card verses, Mousie.
Yes, sir. Well, here they are right here, Lum. You know, I just love this kind of work. It just seems sort of like a mother to me.
I figured it might. Did you write up the ideas I told you to do?
Yes, sir.
What's the first one here, Mousie?
Well, that's the one, Lum, that you were talking to me about, you know, where you've been visiting a relative and you want to thank him and ask him to come and visit you the next time, but all the time you're saying it, you hope he don't come.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. That's
see,
the one.
that ought to sell.
Yes, sir.
Ought to sell a lot of them. Oh, thank you, cousin, uncle, or aunt. Well, wait a minute, Mousie. What you got all them relates in there for? This won't work out. It's
Yes,
supposed to be
sir.
just a one person.
Well, I know, Lum, that's just a little idea of my own. You see, this way, why, you just have to print up one card, and then the people who buy it can cross out the relative that they don't want to use. See, they can use that on the whole family.
Oh, yeah. Well, I reckon that would work after all.
Yes, sir, I think it will.
Oh, thank you, cousin, uncle, or aunt. Our visit with you was simply Grant. Grant?
Yes, sir, it had to be that way to rhyme with aunt.
Oh, well, maybe I can fix that up. Our visit with you was simply Grant. Now you all must climb into your Durant and come and see us whenever you can't.
Is that the idea that you wanted, Lum?
Well, yeah, but I'm feared you ain't been subtile enough, Mousie. What I had in mind was something like, well, like telling them how nice you've been fixing up the yard for 'em, for instance. Tell them you got most of the poison ivy cut down. You doubt if they'll hardly get it at all.
Oh, I see.
You see, you gotta have something subtile like that.
Yes, sir. Well, I'll take that one, Lum, and try it over again and see if I can't make it better for you.
I think you better. Say, Mousie, are you sure all poets wear them berets?
It's a beret, Lum.
Well, whatever it is. Do they sure enough wear 'em?
Oh, yes, sir, all of them.
Does Longfellow? Did he?
Why, yes, sir, I imagine he did, Lum.
Did them other three poets fellers, Edgar, Al, and Poe?
Did they look as silly as you do, Mousie?
Hush up. Well, let's see. What else you got here, Mousie?
Well, now, this next one here, Lum, is the one for Valentine's Day, you know. The one that you want me to write that, well, it's for a fella that he can send to a girl without any danger of her getting the idea that he's in love with, you know, and he can still send her Valentine but not say he's in love.
Oh, yeah, well, I can use a couple of them myself.
Yes, sir.
One for Sister Simpson and one for the widow Abernathy.
These ain't joshing ones there, cause that's my department now, Mousie.
No, these ain't joshing ones.
No, sir.
Just playing safe ones.
Hey, dogged, I wish you'd write some joshing ones. That's the kind I love. That's my department. I know I'm the head of that.
I
good
saw
at
some
that.
awful funny-looking Valentine cards.
Yeah, get me some of them. That would be in my department.
Ugly pictures on them, you know.
Yeah, that's the ones I want.
Well, I don't draw any pictures. I just write stuff about all I can do.
I got one here a couple of years ago and made me just mad enough to bite.
Well,
Let's see what you got here.
yes, sir. Read that one, Lum.
Beloved, beloved, my sweet Valentine. Wait a minute, Mousie. You ain't crossed me up here, have you?
No, sir. Just keep on going, Lum.
This
Read
sounds
the rest.
nice.
Yes, sir. It starts out that way, but it'll fool 'em all
Ain't
right.
the kind I'd figured on. I'll read it to 'em. I'd
Yes,
be
sir.
a good one to send Miss Frederick sometime.
Yes, sir. I believe it would be.
Beloved, beloved, my sweet Valentine, wouldst thou travel afar, O dear sweetheart mine? If thou wouldst, sweetest one, just look for this sign, the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe line.
Yeah, you see, Lum, that uses all the regular Valentine words, but it doesn't quite say that the fella's in love with the girl, you know.
No, it don't, Mousie. Gets around that awful subtile.
Yes, sir.
This is great. Yeah, I'm going to print some of them.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we ought to sell a lot of them.
Yes, sir. I think you could.
I hope you got some more like that.
Well, I'm working on them.
Say, Mousie, where'd you get that bure anyway? Did you get it here in Pine Ridge?
No, sir. I bought this back in Iowa when I was a member of the Young Men's Saturday Afternoon Bicycle Group. See, we all wore them because they wouldn't blow off.
I thought they was just for poetics, you said.
Well, they are mostly, ain't they, Mousie?
Yes, sir.
Poets and artists and big, important, talented fellas.
Yes, sir, that's right, Lum. That's who wears them.
Wonderful world.
Well, Cedric. Howdy, Cedric.
Howdy, fellers.
Hello, Cedric.
I got a greeting card all wrote.
Well, good for you, Cedric.
You want to hear it, Mr. Lum? Well, not right yet, Cedric. I still got some more business with Mousie here. But we can go back in the feed room and you can read your cards to Abner, Cedric.
Yeah, sure. I'll look 'em over for you, Cedric. I'll sort of fix 'em up with fancy language and stuff like that.
Sure got a good one. Come on, Mousie. I want to have a little business talk with you.
Yes, sir. Gee, I remember those old happy, carefree days with the Saturday afternoon bicycle group.
Yeah.
Riding uphill, downhill, over dale.
Want to hear the greeting now, Mr. Abner?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, Cedric. I might be able to change it around and make a joshing one out of it for you.
Yes, Mo.
See, I'm in charge of the joshing department now, Cedric. I'm, the president or something, I think of it.
Oh, I never know that.
Yeah, I
Well,
just
here
got
it is.
elected.
Merry Christmas to Uncle Homer.
Well, go on.
Go on.
Yeah, read the rest of it.
Ain't no rest of it. That's all they are to it. Just Merry Christmas to Uncle Homer.
Well, that ain't enough for no greeting card, Cedric.
Why ain't it? All I want to say to Uncle Homer's Merry Christmas, so that's what I said to him. Merry Christmas to Uncle Homer.
Yeah, well, Cedric, see, a greeting card has got to have at least 2 or 3 lines on it, you know. They got a rhyme, so to be sort of a poems or something like, well, for their land. Say, look at old Lum coming back here with Mousie's cap on. Are you making fun of Mousie, Lum?
No, I ain't making fun of nobody.
Huh?
Whereabouts is them paints at, Abner? The ones I was using the other day.
I don't know. Though you look funny in Mousie's cap.
Stop that laughing, Abner, because I do not look funny. Besides, this ain't Mousie's cap. It's mine now.
Yours?
Yes, sir. Now hurry up and find me them paints.
Well, what do you want with them?
Oh, I got a little painting to do.
What painting?
Oh, it ain't nothing.
Well, now, what is it, Lum?
Oh, I just got to change a certain sign and make it read Eddards and Mousie Gray Publishing Company.
Well, we never know what's going to happen next down in Pine Ridge, do we? Yet we do know one thing for certain. Authorities on nutrition emphasize the importance of getting an adequate amount of vitamins every day. And it's especially important to get enough of the B vitamins, which are of such nature that they cannot be stored in the body for any great length of time. Now, to get your minimum daily requirements of the B vitamins, whose requirements are known, take only one, notice I said one a day brand vitamin B complex tablet every day. 1 a day B complex tablets are made by the makers of Alka-Seltzer, and the amazing thing about them is you take only 1 tablet a day. Just a single tablet, and the job's done for the day. Try them, won't you? They'll cost you only about 25 or 26 cents a week, depending on which size package you buy. Yes, 1 a day is an easy, economical way because you take only 1 tablet a day and you pay for only 1 tablet a day. Ask your druggist for 1 a day brand vitamin B complex tablets right away. Just to be sure you get the real thing, look for that big 1 on the package.
Oh, my goodness. Lum and Abner. And the publishing company business gets stranger. 83 years ago, June 9th, 1942. I got to go back to the letter here that I was sent from our good friend up in Steve, up in Buffalo. And he was asking oldest show in the collection. I forgot that we actually do have some Amos and Andy from 1929. Let's listen to a little bit of Amos and Andy from 1929.
The only trouble is, Andy, by the time you finish reading that there book, the trial is going to be over.
Not the way that I was reading it, Amos. I reads fast.
I know, but that book is thick. Another thing, that's got a lot of big words in it, too.
I ain't messing with them words.
But you can't skip part of it, though, and know what it's all about, can you?
Boy, this here's a good law book, you know it?
Yeah, but it's just like I tell you, it's full of them big words.
Just a sample of a little Amos and Andy from July 2nd of 1929. As you can tell, it didn't sound great. A lot of those old shows, they don't sound very good, but it's good to hear the history, don't you know? So I guess I got that going back 96 years. That's about as far back as we've got. Anyway, we will be back tomorrow with more classic radio theater. And what we will have tomorrow on will be some fun stuff, including the Hallmark Playhouse, The Devil and Daniel Webster, Fort Laramie starring Raymond Burr, The Six Shooter starring Jimmy Stewart, the FBI in Peace and War, and speaking of war, we'll hear from the couple next door, Peg Lynch and Alan Bunce. That's all tomorrow. Have yourself a great Monday. We'll talk to you Tuesday for more classic radio theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.